Oh, hello. Let's get ready for some Dead by Daylight, shall we? I haven't checked my Discord today. In my defense, I just woke up. I will do that, though.
Like you literally just stumbled from bed, y'all.
That's how I roll. Also, I extend the Ellen rolls way too long. Oh, well, that's just me. All right. We have a minute to wait.
We're all going to be anxiously awaiting this.
And then who the hell knows how long it's going to be after that minute of waiting.
Alright. Let's load said live stream. Live!
Alright.
Apparently on YouTube you can now change timeout lengths. You can go from 10 seconds to 24 hours.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, it'll be right after the video. They're going to start the playable test beta. Alright. Apparently I can't full screen it until it's actually live.
Boo, words.
Which actually makes sense, you know, scientifically speaking.
Science.
This might not actually be science. We'll see for ourselves.
I mean, he just rolled out of bed. And I haven't even had my morning cup of tea.
Come here.
That's how early it is. Okay, it's not early, it's just my day off.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Alright, so the latest chapter reveal... Oh my god, is this a joke? So...
Have another half an hour?
They're like... Well, no, that's counting down faster than 1 second per second.
Ah.
That's...
Yeah, it is.
It's counting down at about... No, wait. Oh, that's weird. Oh, good music. I'll switch that music over so y'all don't have to hear it. My video was set to too fast. I don't know how I managed to speed up the countdown when it's supposed to be a live stream. That should just cause it to stutter. But I'm not going to worry about nonsense like that.
I can tell you the answer. It was also stuttering. So it's causing it to stutter, and then your internal computer is causing the clock to speed up.
So, how's everybody doing? Hope y'all are having a good day.
Click over to another game while we wait.
Obviously. What do you think I'm doing? I'm not insane.
Play something innocuous. Chat with the folks.
I don't understand why you seem to be thinking you know how to run a stream suddenly. Alright. Oh, very devilish.
Mr. I'm
The
so
fact that we
smart.
could have... It frustratizes me that we could have just started this at 11 like a bunch of sane people.
Maybe you should have checked the countdown clock before starting.
There was no countdown clock. The countdown clock said it's going to start at 10:30.
Okay,
What has happened here is that we were lied to, and you shouldn't be taking the side of the corporation.
Point.
All right.
Point to you.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know. All right.
What new game mode is that, Coffee?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, they are live.
No, they're just showing clips. They've decided to do something weird where I don't know what you think you're accomplishing by constantly interrupting.
Huge franchise that I've always
There we
so
go.
much.
They
They
finally bounced the audio.
Dead by Daylight kind of come together. How RPD
Oh, that was cute.
The characters brought in the cosmetics, even for a blight. Rebecca Chambers, Ida, Leon, the puppy dog, and most importantly, Wesker.
I assume
which was
that this
absolutely
is a
awesome
famous
as well.
streamer.
Nemesis, Wesker, incredible. Ouroboros.
Bonjour, bienvenue dans Live Anniversaire
there
des
we
8
go.
ans de Dead by Daylight. Je suis Sopalin, un Fog Whisperer français.
Yeah.
L'un de mes moments préférés sur les lives d'anniversaire de DBD, ça a été pour les 4 ans, parce qu'il y avait le reveal de Silent Hill. C'était tellement génialissime. Le 4 ans correspond aux pyramides de Pyramid Head. C'est tellement logique. Pendant ce live anniversaire, il y avait aussi les couronnes
Okay, well, these
d'anniversaire
are
qui
just
ressemblaient
fans talking
étrangement à
about
ce
what
qu'on
they
vivait
like
ici.
about Dead by
C'était tellement
Daylight,
bien.
which
Qual foi sua revelação favorita numa
it would
transmissão
be
anterior de anniversário?
weird for me to be less interested in anything because we're just here for Frank Stone, and I'm sure it's great that famous streamers love Dead by Daylight. To a large extent, that's what Dead by Daylight is for being loved by streamers. But we only care about Frank Stone, so let's patiently await Frank Stone while we play a little game called Interstellar Plunder. Ah, Ghostface, you say? Interstellar Plunderer. I know, they added an extra and I don't know why. I guess you, the character, are the Interstellar Plunderer? But you understand my confusion and feel like it should have just been called Interstellar Plunder. Oh, you started playing as Sadako, the girl from The Ring. The question is, are they going to also add the girl from The Curse? I remember they had a duel with one another and it was very entertaining. They made a whole movie about it. It's the tutorial warp. I was already doing that. Ooh, nice. Aim the blue to automatically shoot. Oh, that's weird. So it's Star Fox, but with auto shooting? I love spatial abilities. I will try doing that. What is up, working? Offense systems. The spelling with a C, nice. Okay, overclocking attack speed of your ship. Attack speed.
Hi, Orchid.
What is up? You think they're finally going to confirm 2 versus 8? Damn. Whoa. That should be interesting. 2 versus 8. Oh, I've got to collect them. They don't like magnet towards me. That actually makes sense. Overclocking offense system. Larger lock-on area. Is that blue circle any bigger?
What's DHDR?
Behavior Interactive, the company that makes this.
I also do not know.
Oh. Okay. I do play Dead by Daylight. Mostly as a survivor, because what I've noticed is that most people want to play killers, so consequently, they always need survivors, and that is how I like to help. I'm okay with Michael Myers, but he's a very easy character to play as, so that is not a surprise. I haven't really trained at any other villains. I only, play so I can play as Michael Myers. I'm a very boring person when it comes to it. So when I play as a killer, it's going to be Michael Myers, the killer from Scream. And, of course, once I start playing, once Frank Stone becomes available, I will be just playing as Frank Stone. Because, obviously. What is it?
Which killer?
The one that's original.
I know, just every movie is a different killer.
Yeah, it's the one that's original to the game. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I got confused. You were being... No, that time you were being funny. You were completely right to be funny there. Oh, I could have been using my photon harpoon. Nice. Alright. Let's do this. Alright, let's get back to it. Okay, I did not mean to quit the game. That was weird. I thought that meant exit the screen I was on. But yes, do you have a favorite killer? Or indeed, hero? There we go. Let's try this again, shall we? Oh, I will keep my eyes peeled.
Ever streamed to Dead by Daylight?
Of course.
But it's difficult to stream because it's not on game.
Yeah. We don't have the best upload speed, so it's not
Guys,
something we
guess
can
what?
stream a lot.
Our building is getting fitted with fiber optic cable. So one day soon, we may just have, as long as it's not too expensive,
Yeah.
amazing internet.
Yeah, it could happen.
It
Very
could
sooner
happen.
rather than later.
Although, to work properly, they have to install it in every unit, otherwise it like degrades the system somehow.
They're not good at explaining why that was.
I feel like I could find out an answer, but I'm too lazy to look it up because like the edge of my science brain is tickling at me, telling me I know the answer already.
See, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely too lazy to look it up.
Sometimes I look stuff.
Well, no, I'm the one who doesn't look stuff up. It's terrible.
It is terrible. So anyway, it's good for your mind to look stuff up.
That's famously true.
Exercise for your brain.
She's right about that, everybody.
But anyway, so there's some owners of the condos did not provide access, so we're waiting on like 10 people so an entire high-rise can get fiber optic.
It's pretty bad.
Really freaking irritating, including our next door neighbor.
Yeah, really? I didn't know they were one of them.
They were one of them. Well, he moved out and he rented it to someone, and I think he's just bad at communicating because.
Okay.
Again, as I mentioned to you before, I'm pretty sure I know someone that knows him, and yeah, there's a story.
It seems as if the supermassive Scream rumors were, as I thought at the time, just someone making things up. We already knew about Frank Stone was incoming at that point. So I think people were just being cute and making stuff up. Obviously, if Supermassive were to do Scream, that would be magnificent. But, you know, I don't know if that's anything they'd be excited to work on.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, Joanna, it is unusual for them to doing an early Scream. They're doing a live announcement for a character in Dead by Daylight that Supermassive Games designed. Am I right
Again,
about this?
no.
No,
A game. A Supermassive game.
it's a Supermassive game.
Yes. They've made a game.
They've made a game.
Set in the world of Dead by Daylight.
Set in the world of Dead by Daylight.
Yes. The number of times.
So they're doing a live stream announcement, and he's live streaming at the same time.
I mean, they're also going to tell us about Dungeons and Dragons. It would have been awesome. Like, I would have been completely fine with,
Makes me more excited about it.
yeah, Scream, but Frank Stone is way more important. But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is going to be great because the villain will presumably be Vecna. There'll be a dungeon map. According to the little teaser they showed, the dungeon map is going to have a beholder in it. It's going to be weird that Vecna's not doing spells because the whole point of him is he's like a lich. But whatever. His hand got severed and you can use it to do spells. That's where he comes from.
Oh, that's a crazy shit.
Uh-oh, we got a boss finally.
I'm off today, yes. So,
Whoa!
Pokuru here
Oh,
had to roll
fantastic.
out of bed early, and they got there and they went live with a countdown for another half an hour. So he's offended by the fact that he went out to wait another half an hour and couldn't say the countdown.
The important part is, everybody at BHVR are a bunch of liars. And if you're going to start a stream at 11 a.m., I don't say I'm going to be starting my stream at noon and then put up a countdown to when the stream starts at 12:30. I say my stream is going to start at noon, and then I nap, so I start at 8 afternoon. Because I like to nap. A completely normal thing for people to do. No, I'll check on Monster Lab today. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, what is that thing? I'm missing all of the experience points it's dropping. I thought it was only going to drop experience points when you got rid of the whole thing. I was wrong. Alright, offense systems, please. Now, velocity of your ship means how fast it's going forward, right? So wait, ever since I defeated... Well, I didn't defeat the boss. Ever since I got into that boss level, now I've got an entirely new set of enemies? That's weird. The that was weekly. Alright. That is a great idea, Walrus. Everyone should go get some food and join me back here. Also, check out Interstellar Plunderer. This is, you know, I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I just thought it was a Star Fox roguelite. But this whole weird change where they're like, oh, what we're doing is we're making it so you do auto-fire like it's the Survivors. Like, yeah, it really works for this genre, and I wasn't expecting that.
Your puppy is driving you crazy, John.
Aww.
Willow.
Stingdrone, yes. I do like
Poor
the Stingdrone. Careful. Alien invasion event. Is that not... excuse me, what's been happening this whole time? Okay. This is very dangerous what's happening right now. Oh, so they've run out of people to talk about Dead by Daylight? I should have and now it's just a screen. I should have volunteered. I could tell them about, I don't know, me liking that one map set around Silent Hill School, and how it's honestly a pretty good map, and how they haven't updated the tutorial in 7 years. So massive important elements like totems and how to deal with totems are not included in the game's tutorial. So, and items aren't really dealt with the game's tutorial. Item chests aren't really dealt with the game's tutorial. Like, they're a huge thing. Like, if you do the tutorial for Dead by Daylight, you're doing the tutorial from 2016. Or no, 2015? 2015. But the point is, from almost a decade ago, and the game has massively evolved since then, an evolution that is in no way, shape, or form reflected in the game's tutorial. Now, this is why I don't get asked to do things like this, because I would just be complaining about design elements of their games rather than celebrating. But yes, it is bonkers that the tutorial for Dead by Daylight in no way reflects what it's like to play Dead by Daylight.
Well, apparently they're doing boring polls.
Oh, really? No, that's a quiz. Give me the question. Can you not see it on your screen?
No,
Oh, okay.
yours green.
Whoops. Alright. Go.
When were the twins? Oh, no, now someone's talking.
Foil again.
When is the anniversary of Dead by Daylight? June 14th? June 15th? June 16th? June 17th?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say June 14th. Alright, boss incoming, everybody. Maybe I'll get the boss this time. I'm out of health, so probably not, but... I do like this new thing where they tell me where the enemy bullets are gonna hit. Although maybe they were doing that the whole time and I just didn't notice. I don't like this old thing where the enemy doesn't have a health bar. Whoa! Oh, this is a problem. Oh no! Okay, this is a pretty good boss. That was a very clever addition. Alright, tell me what the answer to the question is, please. Seriously, still? For the question? Okay. Is the jumpy timer happening because your thing is set to 125?
No, I was
Oh, nice. No!
Alright. How many blood points
They got
will
me.
you receive at the end
It
of
was
the
June
season?
14th.
Okay, how many blood points will you receive at the end of the season if you've reached iridescent 5? Oh, iridescent 1, I guess?
Yeah.
For both Survivor and Killer. Get a better font. 1,000,000,
All right.
500,000, 250,000, 2 million.
Oh, I'm gonna say probably 500,000, 250 each. It could be 250, 125 each, but I think it's 500,000, 250 each. Now, Coffee could just tell us this. But, you know, I'm not going to ask Coffee, because Coffee, like, knows this stuff, so I'm sure Coffee is just...
Which is your answer?
I just said 500,000. I said it could also logically be another thing, but I'm going with 500,000.
With the longest timers ever.
Yeah, it has a really long timer on
Like,
this quiz.
seriously, I stopped reading that so all the answers would be on screen. See the weird jumpy thing it's doing as the timer's running out? Yeah, dude, we can count.
It's
We don't
2
need to
million?
do jumpy shit.
Apparently it's 2 million. It's a million each.
Oh, that's fine, that.
I assumed Iridescent 1 would not be that high. Yeah. There we go.
Better fun. Ones and eyes should not look the same.
That is an issue. Like, I'm not going to disagree with you on that front.
Which one of the following offerings grants 107% bonus blood points in all categories to all players?
Alright.
Frightful Plan,
Oh.
Bart Bloody Heart Cleaner, Survivor Club Pudding, Terror We Sue.
Oh, God. I'm going to go with Party Streamers. The terrible joke. I knew you would love that joke.
I don't know why I enjoy Terror We
You
Sue.
know why you love it. You love puns.
Yeah, I do.
Like, that's not a
I
secret.
don't want to make Terror We Sue now.
Oh, you little weirdo. Good question. Hold on. Obviously, Ice Stream. But beyond that, I don't know. Seriously, what is Wheatley doing after? Yeah, it's not clever at all. Thank you for, you know, acknowledging what I did at least. Oh, yay! Can I get a third shield? I
The
can.
answer is Terror We Sue.
Nice!
One of them,
You
huh?
called it. Excellent work, lady. Ah, you just gotta give them a little longer. Like, these people are all, like, legit fans and people who were paid to be here. So, between those two things, they deserve to be listened to. I'm kidding, of course. If you were paid to be here, you don't deserve to be listened to. Unless you work at the company, in which case, I'm glad you got paid to be here. Hopefully you got paid, like, a bonus to be here. In addition to, like, your regular jobs at the company. Okay, I don't understand why sometimes they're marking where the enemy shots are going to be coming from. Right? And sometimes they don't mark where the enemy shots are going to be coming from. It's weird. Oh, it's a guy with an antler head. Yeah, no, I figured that out. I'm just bad at doing it.
Sorry.
What happened?
It's someone's pitch on how to remake the Princess Bride.
Okay.
Which is like saying don't.
Yeah, don't is the answer.
Okay, I've heard two ideas that would. The person's screen name is Mad Lori. Is that why
Alright.
I'm giving them credit for stuff?
Mad Loire. Gotcha.
Lori.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Keep going.
I've heard two ideas that I would accept. Brad Savage is a father whose 10-year-old daughter is sick, and he's reading through a book his grandfather used to read him when he was sick.
Right.
Because it's a new audience and we get some time. The story is recast and reimagined. The daughter interrupts in different places. Bonus points in the book's story portions are word for word from the original. So John Carson.
Right.
Second pitch. Ready for the second pitch?
Go.
Get me on board for the second pitch. Muppets.
Yeah, Muppets would be fine. Everybody would be fine with that. Obviously, Fozzie is Inigo Montoya.
Yep.
I mean, that's just a gimmick. Sorry, not Fozzie. Gonzo, obviously. Yeah.
Gonzo or the Shrimp?
Maybe. I could see that too.
See that voice actor.
Yeah, I see your point. That's
Gonzo would work, but I feel like
yeah. He's already doing it, but I see your point. That could work. You got your Kermit as some sort of. You okay?
I dropped my mouse.
Oh, please be careful.
Full problem.
I will get up and get you your mouse if you need me to. I still have 7 minutes before this thing starts. So anyway, we're just here for news about Frank Stone. That doesn't mean I'm going to be turning off the stream the second they get through the Frank Stone part. Obviously, we will keep watching as they talk about, I don't know, how long batteries and flashlights last. What we're going to do is we're going to change it so batteries and flashlights last 3% longer. Thanks. I'm glad you did a live stream to tell us that. Great work. Battery length. Completely worth doing. Spending our time on. Seriously though, Plunderer. I cannot stress this enough. Solid game. Can we get a boss health bar in here? Oh, there is a boss health bar, which is covered on the screen. My bad. You've made an absolutely wonderful game here. Really effectively combining Star Fox with a survivor-like in a very innovative way. The auto shooting is great. The roguelike elements are great. Just a top-notch experience all around here. I'm very happy with this. And thank you so much for sending us a key. In addition to this stream, we're also going to be covering this game on the Totally Objective video game review channel. The internet's only source for objective video game reviews. So apparently that was not an enemy health bar, that was the experience bar. So I was right. Each hit causes the enemy to take slightly more damage. Yes. I had. And then I realized I shouldn't have stopped that project because it's important for everyone. Castlevania is a very popular game series about fighting Dracula in his evil castle, which is conveniently named Castlevania, which is a very stupid name for a castle.
It's one of Poker's favorite game series.
I cannot get enough of this series. Once a year, I'll load up Castlevania on the Nintendo Entertainment System and beat it in one life, which is a thing I can still do. And I'm as surprised as anyone that I can still do that. Like, it's legit weird that I can, 40 years later, still beat that game in one life. But I spent a lot of days sick home from school learning how to beat Castlevania, and apparently that muscle memory never goes away. Right now, it's quite possibly the game I know best, to the point where right now I could probably draw you a map of every level in Castlevania, including enemy placements. Like, am I saying it would be 100% right? No, but it would be surprisingly accurate. Like, there's a whole section with the ghosts, the Stalfos that come back to life, and I would definitely make some mistakes there, because I hate that part, and I always try to rush through it as quickly as possible. But like the rest of the game, yeah, I think I would get you pretty accurate. The point is, I love Castlevania. Loot magnet, nice. Uh-oh. I'm having a really good run, and I'm gonna have to quit out of it to go watch the stream. Oh, this is a good game. Alright. Very solid work here, Interstellar Plunderer. Pulse Ray. I've never once used my special shot, which I really should. So let's get on that. Loot magnet, finally! Oh my god. Waiting for a loot magnet this whole time. Loot magnet is, as a general rule, your most important thing in games like this, because, you want to be able to get the items that let you level up. Hey, it's this boss again! I love this guy. Oof. Well, Castlevania would be in Dead by Daylight because the whole thing in this game is that they're constantly adding in characters from other franchises to encourage new people to check out Dead by Daylight. In this case, it would be Castlevania. You can get stuff from Resident Evil. There's, in fact, 2 Resident Evil editions. They have got both. Whoa! They've got both Nemesis and Wesker. Will they also add Mr. X? No, that wouldn't make any sense. Will they also add Tall Lady? I honestly think they might. Tall Lady, and then you'd be playing as Rose. Is what that DLC would be. If they were to make that DLC. Obviously, I have no information about that, and no reason to suspect they will do that. I'm just saying that would make sense. Now, the enemy does not have a health bar, so please add an enemy health bar. It's very frustrating fighting a boss and having no idea. It does have Chucky. That's true. And Brad Dourif showed up to do the voice for Chucky, because Brad Dourif is and has always been a hero. Whoa! Okay, that was awesome. No! Oh god, that was close. Damn it. I have no idea what hit. Alright, well, we got 1 minute left, so I'll stop playing Interstellar Plunderer. Although that's a hard decision to make, because this is a really good game. And I'm not saying I prioritize it over watching a Dead by Daylight stream. It's just that's what I'm literally doing. Where were we? Alright, countdown, everybody. We all love countdowns. We're here to find out about Frank Stone. Basically, for the past 2 weeks, they've been putting up a bunch of Frank Stone teasers, which is weird because we have no idea when the release date is. But then they showed off this loading screen, which has somebody with a bullet in their head. I don't know what that's related to. It could be almost anything. But more importantly, that's Frank Stone's mask on the skull. So he's definitely going to be covered here. Probably his chains too. And then we've got this weird electrical branching thing. That might be a Dungeons and Dragons spell, might be related to something else. We don't know. I think Castlevania characters would work fine. You'd have some sort of Dracula as the villain. You'd have Alucard as a survivor. Alright. So they've gotten rid of the countdown, and now they're just saying stream starting soon. Alright, here we go, everybody.
Woo!
Just a ad for Dead by Daylight. We've already seen this ad. They released this ad a while ago. Oh yeah, I forgot. They had William Birkin as a skin for another character, so they technically have 3 Resident Evil bosses. Coffee, which character has William Birkin as a skin? The Blight. Thank you. Yeah, so they went all in on Resident Evil in a really interesting way. Okay. Oh, Nemesis. We love you. They did a Saw chapter, Ouroboros, the Alien. Oh yeah, they put, apparently, Behavior Interactive with the people who made Naughty Bear? I had no idea. And so they put Naughty Bear in the game. People love Naughty Bear. That's a lie, of course. Nobody remembers Naughty Bear, but I remember Naughty Bear. It was a entertaining game. Girl from the Ring. Not that scary. They released this trailer last week, so it's like, it's just the 8th anniversary trailer, which, you know what? Yay. You know, if they're going to tell us Frank Stone is only a month away, it would release on their, 14th, sorry, their 8th anniversary.
We are live.
They're not going to say that,
Thank
but I'm
you
just saying.
everybody for joining us. That trailer gets me so hyped.
It's weird that they're doing
Oh
this
my
a month
goodness,
early.
It's so good, and the jump scare at the end is necessary.
Yes. So hi
Fantastic
everybody
shirt, no
around
notes.
the world, and YouTube and Twitch and OpenRec. We're in Japanese. We're in Portuguese. We are in Spanish.
Oh,
and of
hunk,
course,
really?
English, 'cause
Nice.
That's what we're capable of. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This is DBD's official 8th anniversary celebration.
Yes, and it's truly amazing to already know that we're on our 3rd live stream of the year, with only more
Seriously?
to come. And we just have to say thank you on
Apparently
behalf
they
of
do
the
a lot of
entire
live
Dead by
streams
Daylight
now.
team for 8 amazing years of support from community worldwide.
Yep. So today we are going to be looking at everything that's coming over the coming year. We're going to be starting pretty soon after our little intro here.
Well, it depends
with
what the
something that
playable test
we already
beta
teased
is.
Last, few days
Coffee.
ago,
If it's Frank
and that's
Stone, obviously I'm going
Dungeons
to
and
play it.
Dragons
But if it's
coming
Dungeons
to
and
Dead by
Dragons,
Daylight. So
Honestly, I'll
full
probably
chapter.
try that too.
We're going to dive
I was
into
like,
that.
wait,
And in
who
fact,
are you
after
kidding?
the
Of course
show
you're
today,
gonna
But if like
that will be
if the
playable
playable
on
test
Steam
beta
on
is just
PTB.
bug fixes,
Yeah,
no,
we're
I'm not
looking
going to play
forward
the
to it,
playable test beta.
but
They're like,
this wouldn't be
we've
a
changed
Dead by
how
Daylight
hooks
anniversary
works.
live
Yeah, I
stream
don't care.
without a couple of surprises. So you're definitely going to want to stay for the full broadcast to see everything we've got to reveal today.
Guys,
But
get to it, or I'm
we've
going to go
also
back to
got a
playing
live
Interstellar
Q&A,
Plunder.
So if you
Just
have
putting
any
that out there.
questions, please do make sure to drop them in your respective chats so we can answer
Oh,
as
they're
many as
chats?
possible at the end of the stream.
Oh my god,
But
that's
let's go ahead
hilarious.
and take a look at what our run of show is for today.
Yep,
But I
we've
mean,
got a great one
why would I
lined up.
chat?
We're gonna be
All
joined by our
I'd be
buds,
asking is,
Steph and
all right, here we
Justin,
go. New
to
chapter
walk you through
reveal.
our
What lies
year
ahead?
9, which is a crazy number. Year 9
Okay.
content and
So
design
nothing about
roadmap.
Frank Stone here,
And then
unless
after
the new
that,
chapter
Senior
reveal is
Product
Frank Stone.
Manager
Sorry, everybody.
Derek
I
is going
promised
to join
everyone.
us to talk about upcoming gameplay and quality of life improvements coming to the game, including one that you're not going to want to miss.
Where's the
Yes,
chat?
and then we'll have Dave
Comments are
and
turned
Janik
off.
here to
Ah! Sorry.
Talk about upcoming gameplay.
How can you chat? If
quality of
oh,
life
that's on the right
improvements
side.
coming to the
I don't
game,
know what's going on
including
here.
one that you're not going to want to miss.
Yes, and then we'll have Dave and Janik here to reveal everything coming with the latest chapters for Dead by Daylight. Then we're going to have some updates.
They want
about
people
the
want
other projects we've
Pennywise.
got in the
Okay,
world
people
of
want
DBD,
what's his
that
name?
being the casting of Frank Stone
people
by
want-
Supermassive
oh,
and
thank
an
you.
unnamed multiplayer PvE game by Midwinter. Then we'll have Justin.
Oh,
a completely
right,
different Justin
Midwinter's
from the one
making a
Eric talked
game.
about.
They've teamed up with
Coming
Midwinter
in
to
break
make a
down
game.
this year's
Accessibility and the
in-game
fact that there's
shenanigans
closed
for
captions.
the anniversary.
That is nice.
And
There's
last, we'll have our Q&A,
not that I
that we're once again, drop your questions in the chat so we can answer as many as possible.
Yeah, they're
And
doing
who
some
knows,
kind
we
of a
might have some
survival
other
game
little
with
surprises.
Midwinter?
And while you're dropping your questions, we thought we would
I hate
drop some content
people
on you.
calling it a
Like that? Yeah, I like
PvE
that.
game
Make
rather
that
than
up.
just a,
Twitch
you know,
drops are back. So if
game.
you've watched our streams before, we like to offer Twitch drops to our
I do really
viewers,
respect
and,
Dead Daylight
today
because
is
they
no
have
exception.
the
So they're
they
live
have
right now,
the asymmetrical
and,
horror
you can get them
entirely to
by
themselves.
connecting your behavior
And so
account to your
idiots
Twitch
keep
account.
going
So
and
there should be
making
a QR
other
code you can see,
asymmetrical
there should
horror
be links
games,
in the
and then
Twitch chat
all of that
to
money
jump
just
over
gets
and get
thrown
that
into a
hooked up if
fire.
you're not already.
I'm looking at
Yeah,
you,
so if
Texas
you're
Chainsaw
new
Massacre.
to Twitch drops with Dead by Daylight, all you need to know is that by watching any Dead by Daylight stream in the Twitch directory, you'll be accruing watch time, which will allow you
What?
to claim 3 of the Twitch drops we have active today until May 28th. The first one, if you've already been with us since the start of our stream, you're already on your way to
So if I
claiming,
watch
which is
this
going
on
to be
Twitch,
Totem
I
in-game
will
badge.
accrue.
And then after this, if you
Twitch?
watch any other Dead by Daylight stream for 4 hours, you'll
I'm
get
so
the
confused. If I
Crimson
watch
Hue
this stream on
in-game banner.
Twitch,
And then
I will
lastly, for
gain
8
Twitch
years,
credits
8 watching time,
Yep.
you'll be able to get
to the game that
Greenville
allows me to
Greenville
log,
in-game banner.
get in-game
Yep.
content.
So enjoy those drops.
That's
but,
ridiculous. I'm not
we
doing
mentioned
that.
surprises, and we've got one to kick the show off with. So the first of which is actually
They mentioned
a new
Supermassive.
game.
Oh my god,
We-
what? What the?
We've got a game
All
that
right.
we haven't told anybody about yet.
Midwinter
it's from
game.
the world of Dead by Daylight. We're going to share it with you right now. It features some familiar faces, and most importantly, it is super duper fun, and I think you'll be surprised. So let's take a look.
Okay, I'm turning off the side thing. Oh, yay! It's a still photo of the original survivors. And they're getting pulled into some sort of... Oh!
Well, you've done it now, Dwight. You just had to touch the first board game. Now, you and your friend are trapped in our world, and danger is
I mean, this does look
everywhere.
cute.
But
I'm not
don't
gonna lie.
despair. Use your new magic abilities against the swarms of monsters that want you dead. Run, jump, and shoot to collect blood points
You
from
alright there,
care generators,
What?
increasing your powers along the way. Unlock the door to escape together. Did you just die?
So it's a
not over
roguelike?
yet. Use spells to keep your friend alive until they can revive you. Do you and your friend have what it takes to survive? Ponder this as you ask yourselves, what the fuck?
Oh, it's out now. Alright. Do I have a behavior account? How would I even know?
Oh my god, that song is so earwormy. It's gonna get stuck in my head.
All right, well, we'll
The-
obviously
the
play that
game
on
itself
tomorrow's
is
stream.
like
I'm
the
not insane.
guitar solo of video games.
Yeah, like I'm already gonna.
I'm
walk
worried it's
away
going
and
to be
just
free to play with
Okay. But
lots
anyway,
of, you know,
yes, you saw that
microtransactions.
correctly. What the Fog is now available, and it's not only that, but it's free for current behavior account holders and new subscribers. But we do have a limit of free keys, so you're gonna want to make
Oh,
sure that you
apparently
make
not.
your behavior account after the stream, of course, or in another tab. Just don't leave. But go ahead and
Apparently
grab
I've
that,
got to make
claim
a
it on your
behavior
account,
interactive
and
stream.
if you're
Hold
unable
on.
to, then you're able to get it on Steam, which is exclusively on Steam for $4.99 US.
Oh, it's only $5.
Yep. And
okay.
as you might expect with the drops, now a free game. A lot of people watching the stream. There might be some load on our behavior
I would
login
hope.
system. So if there is, bear with us. We will get you in the door, and don't worry, you'll get the game.
Behavior
So
interactive.
as you might have been able to tell from that trailer, What the Fog, which is just the best title, is a two-person
Well, it's
co-op
a
roguelite.
title.
The simple goal of surviving and escaping with
That was a mean
each
thing to say.
increasingly difficult level. So to do that, you go head-to-head with swarms of monsters and bosses, and as we mentioned, lots of heavy metal guitar.
Yes. So Eric and I got to play it.
Yeah, it is.
Before launch,
Their
and
website is
honestly, it was
not
so
loading. It is
crazy fun.
crashing
Like, I
because
had
they
that
said
song
we're
stuck in
giving
my
you a
head
free
for
game.
weeks. But you need
was
to make
honestly
sure that
pretty
you get
funny.
your hands on it so that you can have fun,
Oh, there we
survive,
go.
and then get the fog out.
So that out of the way. See, you weren't expecting that. A lot of people are like, wait, what?
Surprises.
No,
We're
so
gonna
that's
dive
not the
into
Midwinter game.
show. So
That's
we're going to
cute.
hand things over to Stefan and Justin to talk about Dead by Daylight's Year 9 roadmap.
All right, roadmap, everybody. This better be where we get our Frank Stone release date. Unless this is literally only the roadmap for Dead by Daylight. That would be a disappointment. Oh, Little Nightmares 3, that's up to Namco when they want to announce it. Oh, the guys weren't ready to start talking. That sucks.
You had half an hour.
I know. Well, no, they had the whole year to get ready for this. And then they had an extra half an hour. And 2 other people just talked for 10 minutes. Although it would be funny if this is literally just like a PowerPoint issue and the computer where they're showing off the roadmap is just not loading. Ah, here we go.
Thank you for joining us. It's great to be back.
It's
with
the
you
same set. They had to get the other people off and these people on.
Stefan Beauchamp, head of production.
And I am
That's
Justin
pretty
Brown,
funny.
Product director. Really excited to be here.
Just
with
have
you
2
today
sets,
to talk a
guys.
little
Do what
bit
Saturday Night
about
Live
Dead by
does.
Daylight's Year 9 roadmap.
I'm going to take a second here at the top of the show to give a big
3
shout out
cameras.
to our
That's something.
absolutely phenomenal team that's working on the
I
game
know, it freaked
day
me
in,
out
day
on
out.
the
They
live
are the
stream.
reason
I used
we
to
are
see
here
3
with you
cameras
today
last
and
night.
celebrate
Yeah.
8 amazing years of
I
Dead by
agree.
Daylight.
It is weird.
Before going any further, I just want to address something that's probably going to get talked about quite a bit in the chats across
Such a
different,
weird-looking
the different
microphone.
channels.
See, the whole
We know
point of
since the
that
last,
kind of
last
microphone is
update,
to make
there's
it
been a
be
rubber
almost
banding issue
invisible
that's been
against your
plaguing
skin
the game.
tone.
The team has
And
been
you can
working
get different
extremely hard
head
at it over the
colors
last
based on your
2
skin
few
tone.
weeks. We
But
have
he's
a
got a
tentative
red
fix that the
beard.
team has been working on that
So
we're
it just
hoping to
looks
test on the PTB later
like a
today.
weird thing
If
hovering
everything is
next to his
successful with that, we
face.
will be deploying that fix to life, and hopefully it should improve the situation. But it's still
He's got a
to be
flesh
confirmed.
tone
So keep
goober
up,
hanging
keep
by his
keep an eye
face.
on.
It's
our
real
channels for
messed
that. We'll
up.
keep you all posted
Just
about
have a black one, guys.
Is that
moving
an actual mic?
into
We know
the
you're
future
on
a little
mic.
bit.
It's fine.
The coming
Or
year for Dead by
wear a
Daylight is
lavalier
gonna be
mic clipped
huge,
to your
and that's
shirt
saying
like
something
a
coming
normal
up for our
person.
biggest years
Because with that thing, you're like,
Since the
how is
last
that clipped to your
anniversary,
ear?
We have released amazing
Just looks
licensed
weird.
content such as Alien, Chucky, Alan Wake, and a personal favorite of mine, Nick Cage. Such an amazing addition to the game.
Nicolas
On top of
Cage is a
that, we've
delightful
also released
addition.
our most popular original chapter to date, All Things Wicked.
Of course, and we can't forget we did the Halloween event, which was bigger and better than ever with the introduction of the Void. This year, we introduced the
I don't know
concept
what the
of
Void is.
modifiers in Dead by Daylight, starting in February. Lights Out. We followed it with My Little Oni, and soon, later
Oof.
this week, we'll introduce Chaos Shuffle, the 3rd one. We took a few steps towards improving the player experience between.
Well, now I'm just
anti-face
curious about
count,
what
blood
books are
web
on the
UX
shelf.
improvements, the killer FOV
I'll have to download
slider,
the full
Survivor
resolution
PC
thing later to
bots, and
find
even
out.
the search bar. So there's a lot there. And finally, we've taken a few big steps towards increasing our transparency, our communication.
Like,
with
are there
regular
Easter
live
eggs in the
streams on
fake
each of
books
our
behind him?
content releases thus far.
Oh, he's got a
Enough
Legion
talking about
mask.
past, let's dive into the future and what's really coming up for this year. We're happy to announce today that we have 6 new chapters currently in the works,
Oh,
and 2 of those
okay.
chapters will be survivor-only chapters for this year.
Survivor only.
On top of
Wow.
that, we'll have the usual 4 new tomes that are going to be coming out, spread throughout the year. As we've talked a little bit and
Are you
teased
kidding me?
even earlier last week, the first chapter that's going to be coming out is
Are
Dungeons
we not
and
getting
Dragons,
Frank
and we're
Stone
actually
until
gonna deep dive
December?
that in a soon-to-come segment,
Oh, you got
right
Mr. Mono.
shortly after this.
You
this
son
one,
of a
and it really
bitch.
promises to bring great gameplay and new characters to the world of Dead by Daylight.
Of course, we're going to follow that with a licensed survivor, a character who truly embodies the meaning of that word. After that, an iconic killer survivor duel will be coming into the fog, and if you stick around to the end of the show, you're going to get a little preview as to what that will be. We'll finish off 2024 with an original killer and survivor chapter, and we'll finish off the Year 9 roadmap with a licensed killer-only chapter, followed by an original survivor one.
It's a lot of stuff coming up.
Licensed
Moving
killer
a bit away
only.
from our content roadmap, we're going to take a closer look at the 4 pillars
having
out of which
stream
the
That's
year
weird.
will be
No,
based on.
mine's loaded
For
just
those of you who
fine,
have been with
Coffee.
us for
What
a
on
long
earth
time,
would we
you'll see
have
that
our
there's
licensed
consistency
killer
throughout the
only?
years with the 4
Hello,
pillars that we're
Working.
focusing
I feel
on,
like
but
I
we're
said
really
hello to you
adjusting the
way
contents
back.
of each.
But
Is
hello
it
again.
is it
We're
finally Jason?
Working on the features
finally
that
having
have the most
Jason?
value and the most interest to all of our
I would
players,
appreciate it if we finally
in
had
ways where
Jason.
we can expand the game further.
Have a great night, Hurricane.
Of course,
or
we're
day.
going to start off
It's
with the
day.
security.
Day for you for once.
Firstly, we're thrilled with the response to our regular broadcasts, and we're really happy to let you know you can fully expect more to come as we progress throughout the year, accompanying all of our major releases. Security is a topic we rarely talk about publicly, for good reason. But one thing I will inform you all of is last year we set out to start tackling this AFK bots problem that we see, especially in some regions of the game. Phase 1 had very promising results, and we're certainly going to be taking that forward another step into Phase 2 in the coming year. Our next 2 pillars, live balance and quality of life, we won't discuss too much. Of course, you can expect regular live balance updates.
They've been
throughout
having
the year and
bots?
new
That's
quality of
frustrating.
life. But my friend and colleague Derek will be coming up in the gameplay improvement segment to cover more on that topic.
Cool,
including,
Joanna.
an announcement on one of the most highly requested features ever in Dead by Daylight.
This one's going to be really, really exciting. Stay tuned for that because that is really something interesting coming up. Last but not least, our 4th pillar, events evolution. Events have always been a fundamental part of the game, especially the seasonal events. And this is something we're going to keep pushing forward over the coming years. With this year, we're starting
I mean,
to...
don't get me wrong.
to do a bit
Events
of
are
a split
cute.
where,
They're fun.
we're
They're
gonna have
definitely
our
weird.
events happening on a separate matchmaking queue, which essentially means that at any time there's an event ongoing, you can
You can
decide
play
to
the
still
event
play
or you
normal
can-
Dead
yeah,
by
we
Daylight
get
if that's
that,
what you're
don't
looking for, but you can also go into the event-specific queue and play some of that gameplay. This is
I mean, of
really
course,
gonna allow us to
the
push
idea that
gameplay
Frank Stone
further
doesn't
and
come out
further
until
away
December
from
is
the
based on
typical
my
ways Dead by
assumption
Daylight
that they would
normally
release
works.
a Frank
It's
Stone
gonna be a very
chapter.
interesting way for us to
at the
approach
same
events in a
time
different way. On top of
as
that,
Frank Stone
we
the
can
game,
also expect
which is just
more
supposition.
modifiers to make it in the game, whether it's the one we've talked about just
Although it
before,
would be weird if
that
they
are
were
gonna be
considering Frank Stone a
revisited throughout the
licensed
year,
character
or
because he's from another game,
introducing
but it's
new
their game.
modifiers that are either tweaks on something or something completely different. But modifiers is just a little sliver of what we're planning to do this year, and I think we have something a little bigger that might be coming up.
Absolutely, and that's why I'm so happy to be here and let you guys know that for the first time ever, this summer, Dead by Daylight will have a new mode, not modifier, but a mode coming to you all. We've
2
been
by 8.
listening and hearing your feedback.
Poker
I'm really
champ,
happy to
it
let you
says in
know
his
This
hat.
summer, replacing Scorching Barbecue will be the first ever time-limited 2v8 mode in
Yeah,
Dead by
well,
Daylight.
obviously.
We'll be doing a full breakdown of what this mode is when we get closer to the release. But for now, I'm going to thank my friend
Surprising
Stefan
no
for
one.
joining me, invite my friend Matt to the couch to talk a little bit more about this, and here's a snippet of what's to come.
So 2 killers versus 8 survivors. That's going to be confusing as hell. I mean, people, as they say, have been asking for this for like a while. Wait, there's new hooks? Or is that something we've already had in the game? Can hooks just happen anywhere?
Boom. Thank you for joining us, Matt. Well, I know it's still early and everything is subject to change. I think it's going to be really fun to sort of let the community in on some of our plans for this upcoming 2v8 introduction.
Absolutely. Thanks, Justin. So yeah, 2v8 is coming to DBD. This is a new game mode, which is really cool. Other gameplay events that we've done before, so Lights Out, My Little Oni, soon Chaos Shuffle, these are what we're calling modifiers. And modifiers basically take a DBD match, change a few things, but ultimately you're still playing DBD. With this new game mode, 2v8, we're fundamentally changing the way that you play Dead by Daylight. In this particular case, there's 2 killers, 8 survivors, and a bunch of new changes that we're going to get into very shortly.
How is that going to work with like things like the glorp?
With 2v8, we really wanted to hone in on what's exciting and fun and chaotic with DBD, and we're leaning more into a party mode kind of vibe rather than something that's super competitive. It's also worth mentioning that the way that we're building this, it's an iterative process, right? And this is just the first iteration. So we'll be looking to add more content, more gameplay in the future, based on
I hate that
community
everyone
feedback.
has these mics.
Absolutely, and I'm super excited to see what everybody says about this mode when it comes out. So first, let's break down.
I don't think we will be using perks as much.
Going to be coming for
As he
2v8
said,
this
it's going to
summer.
be a party
I mean,
game.
Of course, there's still generators, there's still exit gates, there's just more of them. We've made 5 maps bigger to
They
accommodate
also
all of the
irritate
action,
me.
all of the chaos. And we're also doing away
You
with
know what they
perks in
remind
this
me of,
mode,
those
instead
mics?
introducing a new sort of 2v8
Madonna.
exclusive system
Oh yeah,
On
called Classes
tour.
for Survivors.
yeah. She's the
That's
one
right.
who pioneered
Yeah, so when it comes
making
to
that part
survivors,
of her outfit.
basically once you've
Yeah.
chosen your character, you can select and equip a player
Way
class.
back in the day.
And this class is
Oh, yeah.
effectively your
Express
power for the
yourself
match.
tour.
And it helps
Wow.
players identify what your
Steam.
role is within the team. So instead of mixing and matching perks, instead we really wanted to focus on a particular playstyle for this, and whether it's generator repair, healing, looping, speed, that kind of thing, that's what we're really going for with these classes.
Of course, and there's also just cowering in the corner, which is my
Absolutely.
own preferred playstyle for Survivor, which is great.
Okay,
and
so
it'll
there
work
you
a little
go.
differently for killers. You'll be able to choose from one of the 5 original killers, each with their own specific gameplay. Killers obviously have
Yeah.
powers, so they don't have classes in this mode, but we will be introducing a new mechanic, which is a team power.
As I
For example,
expected.
if you are the
So
Wraith,
no glorp, no
when you cloak
nemesis,
yourself,
no
if your
Freddy.
teammate is within a certain radius of you, they will also get the undetectable status effect, allowing you to coordinate a sort of team stealth attack. Should make for some entertainment. The reason that we're focusing on the 5 original killers is just to make sure that this is as accessible as possible. They're all free, everybody can play them, everybody can have fun. We want you to enjoy the
The
content.
5
give us
original
your
killers
feedback.
aren't free.
In my opinion, the best part of this whole
You have to
mode
buy the
is
game.
the 2. It's the first time ever that success and failure as a killer does not rely solely on your shoulders.
No, that's what
You're
he
a
said,
teammate
Coffee.
to sort of benefit from, learn from, or even blame when things go poorly. So working together is just going to make
They
the
might
match so
add
much
more
fun.
later, but there's no perks,
Absolutely.
there's no powers.
Lastly, it's
You
worth
just run around
mentioning
throwing
that,
axes at people.
For this mode, we really wanted to keep the action pace and the momentum flowing. During our play tests, we
There
found
no
that the
hiding?
process of downing a survivor, picking them up, carrying them to the hook.
Yeah, so you
it really
just
started
put
to slow
hooks
things down
wherever.
for this mode in particular. So we're doing away with hooks as well. There's no hooks in 2v8. Instead, once the killer downs a survivor, they'll be able to send them to a cage. This works very similar to Pyramid Head. It will teleport the survivor to another part of the map, away from the killers. And of course, this still counts as hook states. So once you've been hooked 3 times, you'll be out of the match. And as Justin said before, there will be 5 original killers coming to this iteration of this game mode. But we will be looking to add more as we iterate on it.
Yeah,
and
we'll
add
see
more
about
to it.
that.
Of course, we'll also be improving the game as it goes along.
They want to make
So
sure that
content,
people actually like
will be coming in
2v8
as
before
well
they
as
start,
updates
putting in the work to put in
classes and gameplay.
DLC
Awesome.
killers.
Thank
which
you
I
so
get.
much for joining me, Matt. And to all of you at home, if you want to learn more about 2v8, please join us in our July live stream. We will hope you're looking forward to this year 9.
I mean, I will try
For
2v8.
now,
I'm not
back
insane.
to you, Eric and Dork.
All right, I'm not hearing a lot of Frank Stone news yet, and we're, 3 hours into this stream? 3.5 hours into this stream? Something like that?
It feels like it's been an eternity.
7 hours into the stream, and we still haven't heard anything about Frank Stone. I'm not saying I feel cheated. I'm saying I am being cheated. 8 hours of watching their official channel on Twitch to get a welcome to Greenville sign. I don't know where Greenville is. Is that where
God.
the
That
Trapper
roadmap.
lives?
Great segment. Great beard, Stefan. People were loving the whip beard in chat. But the
What's
real
that?
story, 2v8.
2v8, yeah.
Okay.
I cannot wait to dodge hatchets and chainsaws at the same time.
I
All
can't
right.
wait for our killers to finally have friends that they can
Yeah,
play with.
get some friends in the fog. Forge
Oh, that-
friendships in the fog.
That does
But
sound nice.
that was a great segment to watch. I love the
I mean, I could
reactions in
like
chat.
14,
I think you
15
guys did a really
degrees,
good
but
job
that is
explaining
really
This is
nice.
the first iteration, and there's going to be a lot of changes based on community feedback.
Oh,
so
Greenville's the All
that's why
Things
we're not
Wicked
just
map.
flipping a
Neat.
switch and making it permanent all of a sudden. You need to actually get the mode where we want it. But we're using the word mode, which means a lot, so pay attention. And speaking of paying attention, the website. That's a transition. That doesn't make any sense. But the website for What the Fog has been overwhelmed by demand.
Yeah, no surprise there.
As predicted. People love that cute little game. So we're working on it. Stay tuned. Don't worry. We have lots and lots of keys for it. So just as soon as we're able to tell you it's back up, we'll give you a mention on the stream here or in the chat.
Yeah. We definitely know you guys want to get your hands on it, but what we can do is tell you about something you can get your hands on today.
Yes, and so recently, I think it was December, we released 3 DLC packs. They're called Maddening Darkness, Old Wounds, and Macabre Tales. That was a way for players to get a big bunch of our older content all in 1 or 3 goes. And so we're actually going to be doing that again.
Yeah, so this pack is actually going to pick up exactly where the last one left off, which is going to be the Endless Hunt pack. And in this pack, you're going to get 9 playable characters, starting with Portrait of Murder, Roots of Dread, Forge in the Fog, and Tools of
I
Torment.
mean, I have
and
some of
along with
these.
this pack is going to be all the additional outfits and DLC.
See, unfortunately, if you already
but
have
of
the
course,
characters,
if
you
you
don't
don't
get a
wanna get the
discount
They
on the
will
pack.
be individually marked down in the in-game
that is
store,
nice.
so you can get them there.
Yes, so that Endless Hunt pack is actually available right now. It is the best way, especially if you're a newer player to Dead by Daylight, to get a big bunch of great content. So, that out of the way, we want to keep the train rolling.
All right,
Next
come
up,
on.
we're going to be welcoming Derek, right where you're sitting. He's going to tell us all about gameplay improvements and quality of life improvements coming to Dead by Daylight.
Oh my
including
god.
A very big one that people have requested for ages. So let's talk.
So, I mean, I don't want to be a dick about this, but when I was joking about how their streams are always like, batteries are 10% more efficient, 7% more efficient on flashlights.
Derek, to our
That's
stream for the
literally what
first
they're
time. Derek is from our product management team. He works with the dev team on creating all sorts of cool quality of
I have
life
no idea what
updates,
that means,
gameplay
Martin.
updates, and he's here to tell you about some good ones today. Derek, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Can be even better after this segment when we hear what you get to say. So I already know what you've got to say, but I think people are going to be excited to hear about it.
We're waiting for
upcoming
Frank
challenge
Stone
system.
news,
This isn't
Joanna.
something we've told people about. Why don't you tell them about it right now?
All
How's
right.
it going to benefit our players?
So we really wanted to deliver new in-game challenges to players and new ways for them to be constantly rewarded outside
Okay.
of just tomes and archives.
That is
so
nice.
we're going to be introducing a new challenge system, which is a system of challenges, hence the name.
Perfect.
That players are going to be
Okay, I
able to
like
complete
that.
completely passively. That means that
No,
players
I'm
don't
just
need to
making a
actively
joke,
select the challenge that
Fuji,
they
don't
want to
worry.
complete, and they can complete multiple of them at the same time.
Okay, doing multiple challenges at
Initially,
the same
we're gonna
time is
start
good.
with daily challenges, weekly challenges, and event challenges.
Having to
and
pick
later on,
one
we want
challenge to
expand
do
those
is
into
so
other parts of
frustrating.
the game as well. We think that this is going to be a great way for players to be constantly rewarded just for logging in and playing DBD, and it's going to be an amazing experience for everybody.
I think that's a really great addition. I think people in the community are going to really appreciate just being rewarded for doing what they already do, not having to go out and seek it, but just it's happening in the background.
That
all the
is
time.
nice.
It's really great. So another great thing that we're adding actually is how we talk to our players. That's the main job of my team, is talking and listening to our players. But we do it out in the world. We do it on social media. We do it on TikTok and Twitter and other places. But in-game is obviously the best place to talk to people, and you've got some updates there.
Yeah, we're here to make the players' lives easier and your life easier as well.
Okay.
So we're going to be introducing a new inbox-based system that will help connect players with the news that you have to announce, including patch notes, announcements, rewards, and a lot more. That way, players will see less pop-ups when they launch into the game, and they'll be able to get into their games quicker. And overall, the players will be able to stay connected with the world of DBD and the news that you have to announce.
Yeah, and it gives us new tools, right? Like being able to tell people the patch notes in detail is something we couldn't do before, and now we can. So again, you don't have to go find it on the web, but you'll be able to get it in the game. Pop-ups, not pop-ups, but notifications for rewards as well is another great improvement. So really good work there by the team. But we're not done. Actually, this is something people are familiar with, the Finisher Mori system. We tested it out a while back in PTB, got a ton of great feedback from the community. The team took that feedback, went back to the shop to tinker with it, and we've got the final version to tell people about now.
Right. I love Finisher Moris. I think they're a really amazing showcase for how deadly and gruesome our killers can be. But we also acknowledge that there was some room for improvement from the survivor's perspective. So like you said, we've taken the feedback, we've reiterated on it, and tried to land on what was the best player experience. So, in a coming update, Finisher Moris are going to become a baseline feature for all killers in the game. That means that killers are going to have access to the killer Finisher Moris by default.
Oh,
but
finally!
They're only going to be able to use them on the last remaining survivor. That way, if the killer is able to successfully pull it off, we get an exciting conclusion to the match, and the survivors can feel that the game's ended in a fair way, and this match went smoothly.
So it used to be in order to do a finishing move at the killer, you had to have a disposable item in your inventory that you bought in the Blood Web.
It'll be a more rewarding experience.
Which really sucked.
If they're able to pull it off.
But
so
now
any
killer can do it.
Yes.
Happens at the end, like you said, so we're not killing the flow of the match. I think it's a really great
balance.
That is,
I mean, I'll admit it. That is a smart choice.
That we got, so kudos to you and the team. And that's all we've got from you today. Unfortunately, you have to go, but the show is far from over. Next up, we're going to hear about the new chapter coming to Dead by Daylight. So stay tuned, everybody.
Dungeons and Dragons or Frankstown.
Thank you for having me.
What's going on with this new chapter, guys? Also, just for these interstitial screens, they should be putting the roadmap back up. I don't know why they're not. They keep showing us the Twitch drop, which is fine, but it's like, get that roadmap up, guys. Oh, you meant Vecna, not Verna. Gotcha. Okay. Yes, everyone's saying it's going to be Vecna.
I'm so excited for the challenges and the Finisher Mori.
I just want to shout out Derek for dropping so casually such a highly anticipated feature with cross progression.
Yes, cross progression is finally coming. Super excited, and it's another reason for you to make your behavior account. So not only will you
now you're going to be able
free,
to
but you also be prepping yourself for cross progression.
Have cross progression, so if you play on Xbox,
once again,
you're going to level up the same as if you play on PC.
But we can now talk about
because you'll have one account across all of the things.
Right now,
which also allows them to market to all of the people with accounts
always popular
and sell that information. So it's another revenue for them to give up your personal information.
Maybe I'll try.
I told you, it's an amazing T-shirt.
In the boxes, you're going to see
no notes on that T-shirt.
Very exclusive DBD
Murder Kitten. Yes, please.
Specifically for this release.
Well, I think it's a sweater, actually.
Print, where some of them are actually signed by our creative
I love that
director,
Murder
David
Kitten.
Sharp.
Which is pretty amazing.
No notes.
I had Dave sign my chest backstage, so we'll be sharing that.
The
He's got a great
rainbow silver reflective Dead by
really
Daylight
cool,
logo's fine, but no, Murder Kitten.
Gotten a mystery box in the past, it's always just a fun unboxing process.
I hate mystery boxes.
Follow the QR code on screen, scan it, and go get it. But
I'm not going to do that.
We also have an update to the DBD board game.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's going to be an expansion pack for the Dead by Daylight the board game.
I mean, I still don't care.
This is going to be called the Malicious expansion.
I'm not a board game person,
killers,
but respect.
The Artist, the Dredge, and the Knight, and 4 new survivors: Michaela, Jonah, Hattie, and Vittorio. It's also going to come with 2 new maps, which is going to be the Garden of Joy and the Forsaken Boneyard.
It's super exciting, and I'm so happy to see the success
that all means
of the board game. I'm such a tabletop nerd that
you might as well be doing a high-pitched keening sound.
So shout out to level99games.com, which is where you want to go to pre-order it. You'll get it later this summer. Obviously,
thank God.
DVD merch shop as well is available. You can open it up on your phone with that QR code. You can go to
new chapter reveal. Will it be Frankstown or will it be Dungeons and Dragons?
It'll be really nice.
I'm fine with either one.
Play it outside.
Obviously, I'll be excited to try out the
other than that, if you have any
Dungeons
questions about
and
the
Dragons.
content we've
I'm
been
not
dropping
crazy.
so far, 'cause it's been a lot of content, we will have our live Q&A segment at the end of the stream. So make sure you're dropping your questions into the chat. But other than that, roll initiative, because it's time to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
God damn it.
Poor misguided wanderers. First there were many, and now
Okay, adding chests that are mimics would be delightful. Oh, it's a bard. Nice.
to take a single insignificant breath in my
Ooh, ghosts.
I'm afraid there will be no quick death.
Oh, it's a good looking map. In theory. We'll see how it looks in the actual game. Beholder plays.
I shall draw out your ending as I see fit. For in dark
Oh, it's Vecna's hand.
must keep themselves entertained.
So who keeps leaking these? Of course I'm familiar with Castlevania. I mean, it's not really surprising that Vecna's the next thing they added, because there's a picture of Vecna behind them
Hello, friends.
on the wall.
Mathieu
So
Courtet, head of partnerships
some
for
of
Behavior
those
Digital,
clickbaity
and I'm
things.
extremely
Right.
happy to be
That
joined
Babylon
here
5
today
post,
by
and it was like,
Sean
we
from
need
our
to get
friends at Wizard of the
900 yeses
Coast.
to get a new
who
season. And I
is
was
going
like,
to be
well, the
with
two
me
actors in
talking
the
about
picture are
what we
dead.
just
yeah,
saw.
so that's
So you're
not
not getting a new
Hey, Matthew.
season.
that's not a thing.
Pleasure.
It's not a real
We
thing.
just saw the trailer here. I still have goosebumps. This is so amazing. Like I was
Hey,
saying
Wizards
earlier,
of the Coast.
I have,
Apparently they're terrible.
Inner child in me.
They keep
that's
trying to
thrilled
sabotage
right now. I've
Dungeons
been
and
playing
Dragons,
Dungeons
make it
and Dragons
impossible
since
for
I'm,
people to
10
play.
years old, and it's
Yeah.
an absolute dream come true. So thank you so much for being a part of that.
But yeah, Martin,
course,
who
yeah, my
keeps
pleasure.
leaking the new
10-year-old
characters?
Sean
Because
wakes
somebody
up every
leaked
day
that
realizing when he works at Wizards of the
Alien
Coast,
and
job,
Chucky,
so we're
and that
super
was
aligned.
correct.
So, Dungeons and Dragons is
Now somebody
probably
leaked
one of
Vecna,
the biggest
and
gateways that people have had to how to
now
craft
we're
stories,
hearing
how to design
Castlevania.
games, how to create experiences for other people. We've seen it, of course,
Presumably
within the dev team.
Alucard
There's
will be
so
the
many people
survivor.
who've got
People
their
love
first taste
Alucard.
of designing games through Dungeons and Dragons. Have you seen this to be true with other developers that you've worked with?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I always say it's the easiest thing about my job is I never have to teach people what D&D is or what the brand is
Oh
about.
my God, you have the worst set
When I'm
behind
working
you.
with the developer, I guarantee you the person that I'm
I mean, I
talking
know
to
it's
is
your home
played and
office,
everybody
but
on their
you have the
team's
worst
played,
set
at the very
behind
least,
you.
is like very aware of what the game is. And
I
what
can
it
see
makes-
just
it makes
loose
my job
cables
very,
on the
very
ground.
easy.
I love
You
it.
know, I always joke around. D&D is kind
I mean,
of this
first of all,
the building
camera
block or
facing
like the
down is a
connective
bad
tissue.
choice.
But
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're
it's a
gaming
bad
players,
look.
You can be
Second of all,
a
I
gaming
absolutely
convention
love
and you're
it.
talking to other
I love
developers.
that
And if you
this
have
dude
nothing
is
else in
just
common,
in
just
his
start
office
talking about
that he
It's true. It's
maybe
kind of a
cleared
common
off
language.
one
There's so
desk
many
to
common
tidy.
references
I
there.
love how
There is
real
definitely a
it is.
sandwich
For me
right out of
personally,
frame.
Like I said,
Oh,
dream come true. I still
100%.
play Dungeons and Dragons
That's why I love
every
it.
week
It's so
with my group
real
of
and not
friends. I'm
staged.
forever DM
Yeah.
in
I mean,
that group.
it could be messier.
And,
it could be your office.
I know that there are a couple
That's
of
true,
other people on
but
our
I
team
would
who
not
are
live
absolutely
stream
thrilled to be a part of
about
this.
a new chapter
What
of
made it
Behavior
made sense
Interactive's
for
Dead by
Wizard of the
Daylight
Coast to
from
enter
my
into this
office.
collaboration?
I'd be doing it with beautiful scenery behind me
That's
on a
great
balcony.
question. I think that exploring horror is always something that's really, really interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't
Um,
think the leaks hurt
Dungeons and
anybody.
Dragons has dipped its toes in horror before. You know, we've got modules like Curse of Strahd. We've got a lot of different horror elements we've brought together in some of our
It's
monsters.
called Ravenloft.
Obviously, characters like
You
Vecna
monster.
have been super.
I know you've tried to memory hole Ravenloft,
When the ideas popped up on
but
our
it's still
radar, hey, you
Ravenloft.
know, what do you think about working together with Behavior on a Dead by Daylight module?
But yeah, if they make a
like, the
Dungeons
lights
and
turned on
Dragons movie
instantly.
too,
I don't think
Curse of
anybody
Strahd,
there were no question marks. It was mostly just
Ravenloft,
exclamation points. It's like how do we do
monsters
this
and
the best,
vampires
right?
and
Like, let's
whatnot.
find the
That's
coolest
what people
character,
want.
Let's find the coolest setting. Let's really make this a true sort of celebration.
Yeah,
of
the
D&D
company seems to
inside of
hate
Dead by
people who
Daylight
play
in a way that
Dungeons and
feels
Dragons
super
now.
native to that game.
Yeah.
It's
And you
because it's
mentioned
entirely
horror.
run by
I mean,
money
I know a lot
people.
of people will probably think that their first thought when they think of Dungeons
People
and
who have
Dragons is
contempt for their
horror,
customers.
but there is quite a lot of potential for horror in there. I mean, it is a very flexible medium to tell stories, and horror
Look,
stories are some of the
This is all
stories
cute.
that will
All people want to
provoke
know
the
is, are there
most
going to
intense
be
emotions and
chests
reactions
that turn out
players.
to be mimics?
So for us,
That's
it
all
makes
people
sense,
want to
yes.
know.
Yeah, I'm also slightly in the forever Dungeon Master box that you are.
Oh,
I
we're
try
still
to
waiting. No,
inject a
they
little bit of
they
horror
promised
into all the
Frank
games
Stone
that I
news
run.
in the
I think that
stream,
it's just a great
but I
tool
think they're
to
saving
use
it for
to
the
tell stories.
end
If
of
your
the
players never
stream,
get
and I'm
scared,
real
right,
ticked about that.
You're probably doing something a little bit wrong.
Twisted sons of bitches.
And like you mentioned, Dungeons and Dragons is just a really flexible system
Like
for
we
telling
might,
stories. At the
no,
end of
they
the day,
might be
players
holding
and
off on the
dungeon
big
masters,
Frank
you're
Stone
not fighting
news
each other,
until
you're just there
the
telling a
anniversary
collaborative
stream
story
next
about what
month.
happens. And
I mean, I'm
horror is
assuming they're
just a
doing an
great tool to
anniversary
include in that
stream.
box of storytelling. It's D&D hasn't always been, hey, we are a horror game.
That
but
would be terrible,
the tools
Martin.
are there if you want
But
to do it.
completely
and I think some of
understandable.
the best storytellers out there definitely implement those tools.
Yeah, there are many examples out there.
I
Now,
still hope we get more Baldur's
why
Gate 3
Vecna? I mean, we've seen it
content,
in the
like an
trailer.
expansion
It is
pack.
An absolutely
I think it
terrifying
would sell
presence.
like
I think that whether
gangbusters. I
you're
think
a
they'd be crazy
survivor or
not to
killer
do it, but it's
and
a
you
question
play
of
with Vecna in that game,
is
it's
it
gonna be
easy to work
a
with
really,
behavior
really
and
intense
Wizards of the
experience.
Coast, right?
So tell me a little bit why Vecna and why it makes sense.
Because he's the only named villain anyone knows in Dungeons and Dragons.
The main reason that Vecna was very clearly like on the top of the podium the entire time we were discussing potential killers is that Vecna has always had this horror movie monster vibe to him. I mean, as a lich, he's always had the ability to. You can even kill him and he just pops back up and will come back. It might not be tomorrow.
Yep.
Might be a couple of years in the future.
Again,
but like Vecna's always going to.
he's literally the only.
he just
There
has
is
this
only
real
one villain in
inevitability
Dungeons
to
and
him,
Dragons
right?
that anybody
you
knows
know,
the name of, and it's
the thing about
Vecna, and
D&D
that's
is
why he's
very
the killer.
quickly in a D&D setting, your party becomes a group of powerful adventurers, right? You're defeating all these other monsters that like dragons and stuff.
I
And
think
then Vecna
everyone
shows
would
up
love
and you're like,
Darth
"Oh, we need
Vader as
to
a
run away,
killer in
Vecna's here."
Dead by Daylight.
He's such a scary,
Like living to
inevitable
people
threat
up
in the
with force
universe that
powers.
Even his earliest appearances were just items with his name on them, and everybody was wondering, "Oh, who's this guy Vecna that's got this eye and this hand?" And it was just like whispers of this ancient evil that was so powerful you couldn't even print a stat block for him because he was just that strong.
Yeah, it's the terrifying presence that few talk about, but if you've heard about him, it's probably already too late. It's true that it's got that absolute flavor, and he has been part of the Dungeons and Dragons universe for almost 50 years now, right? He was there at the very, very beginning, like you said, as whispers, as just a note in there. But he does have a stat block, and reading it is...
Oh yeah, I think the survivor-only the licensed survivor-only chapter, Lara Croft makes perfect sense.
Like you understand that
the question is there a new
like
game
said,
for them to
inevitable,
promote?
but also he is able to scare a party of level 15 adventurers.
That's true.
who are
It is, but I mean, come on,
almost
Walrus.
unstoppable
The game
by that
already
point,
is
right?
horror Fortnite.
It's kind of fun.
But it's easy to make. What do you call it? It's easy to sell Darth Vader as a horror character.
To Vecna, and
He's an evil space
Eva Vroom,
wizard.
We've got the new book coming out, and as soon as you see Vecna, Eva Vroom, I was like, oh, looks like I'm gonna lose a couple more.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun. That's writing stories.
Oh,
with
they
your
got a
friends.
pillow
So,
with a
before we
trapper's
let,
mask on
Yannick
it. That's
and Dave
cute.
take us through the details of how we implemented Vecna with the gameplay mechanics of Dead by Daylight, how we presented him to our players. I'm wondering if you have a message for the hardcore D&D fans out there who may not be familiar with Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I do actually, and it's try this chapter out, even if you don't play it. Like watch somebody stream it because this chapter, it's a love letter.
Yeah,
to
that'd be
Dungeons and
fantastic.
Dragons from a very passionate and very talented
No,
team of
like
developers of
I
behavior.
see what you mean
It
about
was super
adding
obvious throughout the
non-horror
entire
characters being a
process
little
that,
iffy.
You know, from the sound
But
design work,
Darth
to the
Vader's
animations, the
very
modeling,
horror adjacent.
Like even yeah, it's
Like, that's an
I can't
exception
stress enough
I'd be
how
fine
easy
making.
it made the approvals process on our end. That all of this work came in very obviously driven by an incredibly high level of passion for Dungeons and Dragons. If you are a D&D fan, there's really cool Easter eggs in the map. There's really cool Easter eggs all over the place.
I'm excited to see
There's
the
a
map.
ton of-
What the hell?
ton
Would you
of
grab that
love
for me?
D&D. If you're a fan,
Forgot to turn off my
there's something
normal
to
alarm,
it.
everybody.
Even
Yeah,
if
this
you
is
don't
when I
think
wake
horror
up
is
in
your
the
thing,
day.
Give it a try. It's super fun.
Thank you so much for the kind.
And then his Mori would be cutting you in half with a lightsaber.
Now, I think
Which, you
we'll
know,
wrap this up for now.
that would be fantastic.
Thank you so much
y'all,
for
it was
taking
on
the
a
time
shelf
to
over
be
my
here with us
head.
today in our anniversary, and I hopefully will see you
Wait.
in the fog.
Oh, okay. Phew. Yeah. It wasn't clear that he was talking to that guy. How would Jason work? I'm sorry, Joanna. I apologize that they refused to tell us about Frank Stone. That's not on me. They're the ones who were screwing this up. Who cares about Dungeons and Dragons? Great, there's a Lich dungeon. We care about Frank Stone. We're Frank Stone people.
Hey, hi, I'm not Dave. You're not
I'm
Janik.
not Janik.
No,
It would be crazy to
quickly
not add
interrupting
Jason
our
to this
D&D
game,
segment.
since
There's a
Jason's
lot
game
more.
is dead.
Stay tuned. Dave will be right where I am.
They
in
want
just a
me
second.
playing
To
Dead by
give you an
Daylight all
update
the
on
time? Just add
cross-progression.
Jason.
If we're gonna wait
So,
for announcements,
this is a
maybe we
live
should
show.
do an
We're having a
AMA
live
right
TV
now.
moment.
Oh yeah,
as we
ask us
speak.
anything. Go.
There you
So
go.
apologies, you might have
keep
noticed,
you
even though I was
interested
the scene.
by
Our segment with Derek that
doing
was
an
just
AMA
before
for the
was
stream.
pre-recorded, and instead we
Whoa.
played the wrong one. So we want to give you more details on cross progression here. So that's what we're going to do. So take it away, Dork.
Yeah, so cross progression is hands down one of the most requested features every single stream, every single post. You guys are wanting cross progression, and we're giving it to you later this summer. Players will need to own the base game on any platform that they're playing on and have a behavior account. I'm sure
That would
you
be
heard me
weird,
talking about
Walrus.
cross-progression with
I
an
see
account.
your
You're like,
point,
"What are you
though.
talking about?" But
Having
yeah,
Jack
so make
Torrance
sure
as
you
the
have
killer?
that, and you'll be able to use
Wendy as the
cross-progression later this
survivor?
summer. We do understand that the website
Stephen
is
King would have to
currently
sign
down
off on it.
because so many people are trying to get to the website and make their account. But we're working on it, and we'll have this to you shortly.
Yep, and just as a
Oh, that's
clarification,
hilarious.
in case we have a few folks in chat that aren't aware, Dead by Day. This is cross progression for console and PC. Dead by Daylight. We're not talking about Dead by Daylight mobile. It's really its own experience. If you've never played it, it's a different beast from the Dead
I've
by
never
Daylight.
played Dead by
lore,
Daylight
as we call it
mobile.
internally. Awesome. So, along with the Twitch drops and a chance to get What the Fog for free,
is it,
players now have another reason
irritating,
for their behavior
Mark,
account and another reason to
play
crash our website.
cross-platform if
So,
you're
like we
a
said,
PC
bear with us.
player.
The
PC
site will be
players
brought
cheat,
back up and
I'm
all this will
guessing?
happen.
I'm
Regarding
guessing it's the PC
cross-progression,
players
though,
cheat,
any
all of them,
exceptions about,
every
in how the system's
single
gonna
one
work.
of them.
Well, while every platform will have cross progression, there will be a few exceptions to what can be shared between those platforms. But stay tuned, we'll have a full FAQ coming very soon.
Okay, I was
so
wondering
that you
what
can
was
go
going on
ahead
with the
and learn
cross
more
progression
about
thing. They're like,
cross-progression for Dead by
amazing that he just
Yep.
dropped
And,
cross progression like that.
as
And I'm like,
mentioned,
did he
now
though?
We're gonna pass
No,
it to
they showed the
Dave
wrong
Danik
video
for
clip.
some great deep details on our Dungeons and Dragons chapter.
Okay, well, I mean, if they tell us full on that there are mimics in Dungeons and Dragons chapter, I will be very happy now. See, there's chests in the game where you can pick up items, right? And if one of them turned out to be a mimic, that would be great. I don't know if the thing would work well. I guess you would be able to turn into a monster? Sorry, the monster be able to look like a person? I do like new chapter reveals.
All right. Thank you, Dork, Eric, for this cross-progression information, just to prove that we are live. So we're super excited
Okay,
today
that was
to be
pretty
able
funny.
to talk about the Dungeon and Dragon chapter. I am Dave, creative director on Dead by Daylight, and I'm joined by my
Oh,
good
it's the
friend,
creative director,
Jen.
nice.
Hello, Janik Never, principal game designer on Dead by Daylight. Today I'll be talking about all the intricacy of the gameplay on this chapter, but first a little mention. Dead by Daylight, 8 years, introducing Dungeon & Dragon. It's a big milestone for us, but we're not the only one hitting a special milestone.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Dungeon and Dragon turns 50 this year, and we are super proud and happy to be part of the celebration. We just want to say that maybe when we turn 50, we do something else with you, Wizard of the Coast, or maybe soon.
Adorable.
We'll probably be in retired home, but we'll
Hey,
be
do
glad
I
to join the
also
party.
have Dead by Daylight
so
on...
first,
Wait a minute. Are they
Dungeon & Dragon
syncing
and
progression,
Dead
or are
by
they
Daylight
syncing
have to be on
characters
this
as
year.
well?
The first time
Because
they
all
told
of the
me about,
characters I bought
what's
have
gonna
been
be
on
next. I was surprised
PC,
because
but I
I'm a
have
big
the
horror
game
fan,
on
but when you think about horror,
PlayStation. Am I going to
Dungeon
be
&
able to
Dragon is
play
not the first thing that
as my
comes to
PC
mind.
characters
But
on
thinking about it
PlayStation?
more, I realized, no, wait,
My
there's
f-
a
my-
lot of
my-
horror in Dungeon &
you
Dragon.
know,
and
Michael
Battle
Myers
Royale
and
being
such?
my favorite module.
Seems like that would be smart.
So, like, you really specifically
Oh my
focus
god,
on
he's wearing
certain
makeup.
element
This
of the
fit,
brand.
like
So
the rest of
please
them, I
talk
haven't been
about
able to see their makeup.
Yeah, so when we start a
But
chapter, we
you need,
always
if they've been wearing makeup,
sandbox
I need you to
created
look at the
so that
bald
we stay,
guy and look at how there's
around
no
some specific
reflections on
pillars
his
to-
face at
like you
all.
said.
His face is
and, of
completely
course, when we
matte.
think Dungeons
No,
and
it's
Dragons,
just
the
it's
first
there's
thing
an
we think about
evenness to
if
his
you're
face.
going
Magical
to do
world, high
makeup
fantasy,
on
magical
a bald
creatures,
guy, you
wizards,
have to
magic,
powder his head
all
to.
sort of
Yeah,
things that
because
don't
that's
necessarily
where
fit
the shine just
well
stops.
into a horror setting. But because
It's
D&D
so
is a
weird.
world of
Makes it
imagination
super
where we can
Yeah.
create whatever
It
we
makes it
want,
look like he's wearing a
there's
rubber
also a
mask
way
of
to
his
make
own
it happen.
face.
So for us, the first pillar was to make sure that we
You
had a
also
good juxtaposition
you
with
don't need to
fantasy,
go.
so
It's
fully
hard with
embracing
HD
that type
cameras.
of content,
You don't
but
need
make
to
it
go as
horrific as
heavy
well.
as you
And
think.
like you've seen in the
Yeah.
trailer, having a character like Vecna made perfectly
Also,
sense for that
I
horror
love
setting.
that you have multiple
The
cameras.
second pillar is creative role play.
But you
So
don't
in
need
the
a
image of
camera
Dungeon and
that
Dragon,
high
we
up.
wanted to make
It
sure
was a
that
weird
players
choice.
had a lot of
And
agency,
fake
a lot of
books bother.
choices.
FYI.
So that
Just
goes
Oh, I've
FYI.
always hated fake books.
Fake
an
books
amount
drive
of
me crazy.
spells
I
you
can
can
tell
choose
they're
from,
fake.
the power,
Screw you.
which we'll talk about later, or even customization, so a way you can, kind of create your own character in some way. We just
I love
wanted
that
to
we
make sure that we
haven't
had
gotten
a lot
any
of gameplay choices.
Why would
in
we?
The DBD trials. And the last pillar we
We're
worked
not
with is
interesting people
chaos.
that people want
That's
to find
actually
out
one of
about.
our main
Like, that's just the
pillar in
fact.
Dead by Daylight.
It would be
but,
nice if
a
we
lot
were,
of what happens in Dungeon and Dragon
we're just
is
not.
based on randomness. You throw a dice, and with critical success,
really
critical
insulting.
fails, and everything in between,
Like, we're just
you
saying,
see the
like,
result
there's
and
better
you adapt to
production
it.
values to
So we
have.
wanted to recreate that
honestly,
feeling
you're
inside
doing
the
a
Dead by
video
Daylight
game
trials as well.
stream.
Yeah, Dungeon Dragon is really
You
about
don't need
exploring
fake
a
fancy
fantasy
books
world, but
behind
also
No.
thrill about what's
You know
gonna
what
be
you
the
should
monster
have?
you're gonna meet
Like,
next
just
time
put
you
up on
open
the
a door.
shelves, like
So
print
let's
out
talk about that
frame,
killer you'll meet the next time you
like
open the door.
shots from
So of
Dead
course,
by Daylight
Dungeons and
or
Dragons
other
has
games.
a lot of
Yeah.
iconic
That's what you
monsters we
need.
could have
Yeah.
chosen from.
Let's
A lot
get
of
some
iconic
art in the
villains as
back,
well.
guys.
Get some
And
art.
with our friends at Wizard of the Coast, we've established that
That
our
is
next killer
correct,
would be
David.
Vecna. Vecna is
We
just
are?
a perfect fit for Dead by Daylight. He's a lich, so a powerful wizard that
Got purple skin,
turned himself into undead
jacked
to be
up
able to
nose.
continue his villainry. Is that even a word?
Villainy.
Sure. So
Villainy is the word
he
you're
wanted
looking
to
for.
continue to do his horrible stuff for as long as he could. Vecna also has access to.
So does
every
Vecna have
spell
to
in the
find
books.
his
So that was very interesting for us. To create an
find
interesting power.
his
Of course, we also
hand
have
in
a
the game
survivor in the
to
chapter.
power up?
So the bard, a very interesting class. There's many, many class that we could have chosen from, but the bard was really the one that
'Cause
fit
they're the
the
weakest.
most into our horror setting.
Yeah,
You know,
obviously.
for example, when we think about a class like the paladin, you think of the ability to turn the undead, magical sword, big plated armors, and all of this doesn't fit really well into the world of Dead by Daylight. The bard with abilities like bardic inspiration, the ability to sing, to play musical instrument, to know lore, and even
No,
to
they don't
insult
want
the
to.
villain
They don't want you
is
thinking you're
just
going to be able to
so on
fight. So
brand
Bard is
that
literally
it's
the
perfect.
only
So
class
that's why
they
we
could have
chose
put
the
in
bard.
there.
As you've seen in the image and the trailer,
Every
we're
other
doing
character
something,
you would
special.
expect to
with the
have some
survivor.
ability to fight monsters.
a
Bard is
to
the
it
only
we've done
D&D
with
class who,
So
like,
through the
believably has
cosmetic
no
customization,
ability
you'll be
whatsoever
able
to fight
choose
monsters.
between two specific characters
I mean,
inside the
that's my
same
point,
survivor.
David.
So
Like,
we'll have the
why
choice
are you
between
pretending
Ice
to
Tree,
be, you know,
a
a
female
professor
elf,
talking about
or Baramar,
some kind of
a
academic
human
thing
male.
with fake books behind?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just make your
It's
setting
interesting,
appropriate
but
to what you're
when I was
talking
young,
about.
girl
Also,
playing
we're
Dungeon
bored waiting
Dragon,
for the news
Bards
we're talking about.
don't
We're
have
going to
magic.
Point
start
was not
talking
really a
about
class
production
that
values.
people tend to play.
Bards don't have
compared
magic.
especially to
Bards can
other
sing
classes that we had,
songs
but to
that have
throughout
effects
times,
on
like, there's been
people.
many
But you know when you
iterations of
can't
the
sing a
class.
song?
It has now become like
When you're
such
running
popular
away
class
from a
that
monster in a
really
dungeon.
really fun now, definitely, and has become
Why are we talking
kind of
about bards
like
not
an
having
emblem to Dungeon
Yeah,
and Dragon
it's
as
true.
much as
Oh,
a Red Dragon.
I've lost
Absolutely. Every
That's
party
fine.
Go
get a
nowadays
snack.
has a bard. And
Uh,
we've also seen a lot of bard love into other content that Dungeon and Dragon produce, like the movie, for example.
Yeah, so we have.
It's true,
an undead
like Chris
wizard,
Pine
we
in the
have
movie.
Troubadour.
Not fighting
We have
people,
a new
just doing Bard stuff.
Absolutely. We're super proud to have a full chapter for the anniversary.
It's a good movie.
And shocking no one, the map is a dungeon.
dungeon. Absolutely. So in the Borgo realm, we have a new map with a new building. So there is a top part set in the marvelous new lighting of the Borgo realm. And you can find this
Bargo
isolated
realm?
tower in the middle.
The hell is
you can
that?
go inside and go into an extensive dungeon underground, packed with surprises and Easter egg related to Dungeons and Dragons. The goal with this map is that we've imagined that Vecna, knowing about different realms and plane, now trapped into the realm of the entity.
Yes, clerics would be able to banish zombies, and he's a lich, so they would have a weird amount of power over him.
Where he is, the world, the entity, and potentially find a way to escape, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Maybe not. We are also introducing a new gameplay mechanic in this map called Passage. So these are basically doors, magical doors, which you can use to teleport from one area to the map to the
Oh,
next.
they're putting portals in the
and we think it's gonna add a
game.
new interesting spice to chases.
Oh, it's the Knight's World. Thanks,
The
Walrus.
map, the Easter egg. It's super fun. Like if you're a fan of Dungeon and Dragon, just exploring, you're gonna be thrilled to see all the small and the big one. On the gameplay side now for Vecna, so the way we tackle or approach the killer this time, interestingly, it comes from a game, so he has game mechanic that are pre-existent. So we look at all like his stats block and try to come up with like the best spell that could be translated into game mechanic for us, and also make sure that these will be like thrilling and exciting to use. But then, so definitely he's a spellcaster. a
So
very
what
powerful
spells
one,
will he
so the
use?
goal was to make him feel as such.
You don't
in
have
the
to keep
game.
queuing this up. You can
But
just
like I
tell
was saying,
us. It's fine.
magic. It's something that we have never really tackled. Not that
18
way before.
hours.
Something we've tried to stay
This is
away
not
from. Like our
exciting
powers are
anymore.
really visceral or
I'm
like,
bored.
grounded as much as possible.
Just take out a book.
It's
Here,
something
here,
that,
where's your book?
Do you want to talk about a bit?
Start reading a book.
Magic?
Go
yes,
get
please.
some
I
Grogus
hope,
and start
some
reading a
of,
book.
Our team colleagues
Ah, the
are watching right
decimated
now.
Borgo
They're,
is the
kinda
realm
have a
that the
bad rep
Shattered
internally
Square is
about,
in.
magic.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
almost a taboo word.
I
when it comes
appreciate
to
that.
this. But now making a D&D chapter, for sure we had to embrace magic. And of course there is
What
a
do you mean?
space
There's
for
plenty of magic in
warriors,
Dungeon
but it has
in
to
Dead
be
by Daylight.
taken with the right tone. So in this case,
There's
we're talking
totems and
necromancy,
witches
blood
and
magic,
ghosts.
magic of the dead.
Who's saying
And
there's
there's
no
a touch of
magic in Dead by
realism
Daylight? Oh,
and
Dead by Daylight. I thought you said
visceralness
Dungeons and
that we
Dragons. I
wanted
got
to
very
add
confused.
to magic versus something more flashy like a magic
Ignore me.
projectile or a fireball, for example. There's also something quite interesting out of Dungeons and Dragons, and these are the utility spells. They're spells that are not used to kill or damage, but they're used in very creative ways, and we wanted to highlight that with the Lich, with Vecna. So that was our approach.
Oh, I
You want to talk
see.
to us about the spell that we actually chosen?
Sure. So you have access to 4 different type of spell. Pretty much any time they have their own individual cooldown.
Okay.
But so the first one is called Fly, a very popular, well-known Dungeon and Dragon spell in our game. It lifts up the killer, and you're pushed forward, obviously faster. So it's really like the traversal
Flying, that's
aspect of
fine.
the power. It lasts for a short amount of time, and it's gonna also end if you vault a pallet or a vault location. And this is really useful to get closer to Survivor
Right.
and get to the next gem as soon as possible. The next one is called
Okay.
Fight of the Dam, which is, it's not really a Dungeon and Dragon spell. It's more connected to Vecna. It's actually an ability that he
Aw.
has. What it does is that it casts 5 different individual projectile, and then it shoots them in
He
a
shoots
cone,
ghosts
radius
at
effect
you.
in front of
It
him.
looks very
These
silly,
projectiles
and I
pass
love it.
through
I
obstacles.
did know
They
that.
don't go very far.
The
but if
Erd
they
Tree
hit the
DLC.
survivor, they get damage instantly. It might sound very powerful and easy to use, but it's not the case. Survivor have a lot of counter, but the spell can also be used to zone.
In what way do the
this
survivors
aspect,
have?
so you
Are
can also
what
go
way are
for
the survivors able
basic
to
and more
counter
during that time.
the?
The third spell is called
Flying guys.
Dispelling Sphere, which is actually it's a combination of different existing Dungeon and Dragons
I will have.
spell. We
When
just
is
felt it
that?
was more
When
compelling
does
to
Game Pass
combine
refresh
them
its games?
into one spell. So what it does, you cast a large sphere in front of you, and that sphere moves slowly throughout the level. Survivor do not see that sphere, and if they get in contact with that sphere, they get revealed for a few seconds by
Well,
Killer
that's
Instinct,
cute.
and also have their magic items disabled for a minute. And the last but not least spell is Mage Hand, very well known.
Is that a
Dungeon
well-known
Dragon
spell?
What it does in the daylight, you,
resets
as the killer,
pallets.
you can tag up a
Nice.
nearby pallet. And if the pallet is upward, it blocks the pallet for a few seconds. Cannot be interacted by Survivor. And if it's downward, it's lifted up for you so you can
Well, that's
fully pass
cute.
without any obstacles. So the idea with this killer, he has a lot of tools and tricks in his bag, and it's really about managing all the force spells, the cooldown, and try to activate them at the right moment. So that's really how you're going to
Oh,
improve
excuse me.
as
Sorry
a
about
killer,
that.
is learning how to use them at the right time and be efficient with them.
Lots of strategic and tactical choices here.
Correct.
So you've mentioned very quickly during the Dispel Sphere the magical item.
Did I? Yeah.
What's that?
Okay. So this is the new toy for Survivor.
All right, magical items.
It's called
Here we
magic
go.
items, but keep in mind it's not an actual items that they use. So this time, if you face Vecna, you're gonna have Survivor gonna have 7 different chests that's gonna
Like
spawn
literally,
throughout
that's
the level.
a painting of Vecna.
Survivor go interact with those chests, and while during the opening
Come
of the
on.
chest, there's gonna be a D20 dice roll. Yes, it's Dungeon and Dragon. We couldn't do without the dice roll.
You
so
could've,
this dice
with
roll
no
will
trouble.
determine the content of the chest. So if Survivor roll from 2 to 4, they get a basic Dead by Daylight brown item. So
If they roll
yeah,
1,
well,
it's
maybe
a
that
mimic.
brown mid kit might save your life. I don't know. But the fun part is when you roll from 5 to 19, that's when you get the magic items. And the way it works is that each
What does
survivor
any
has
means
an equipment
necessary
slot,
do?
2 equipment slots. They have the bracers and the boots. So there's 2 types of magic items, and each magic item is going to be randomly linked the first time you open the chest to one of the 4 Vecna spells. And once they are equipped, each time the killer will cast the spell that is linked to one of your magic item, you're going to gain a passive bonus to help out, avoid the spell or help you out against Vecna in general. So to be more precise, so if you have bracers against the fly spell, you're going to see Vecna's aura during the traveling that while you use the spell. If you have a boots, for example, against the Flight of the Dam, you see the aura of the projectile, very useful because the projectile goes through collision, and the best way to use that spell is through walls. If you have magic items against the
I can't believe he's still talking about Vecna's spells.
Go around the sphere as much as
He has been talking about Vecna's spells for 3 and 1/2 hours.
You see the aura of the hand on the palette, and also gain a little aced effect, so that helps you out around the.
Oh yeah, totally, David.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's
Presumably,
really
if you
important
roll a
to,
1, it's
search
going to
those
be a
chests.
mimic.
Yeah, correct. Because the way that we tackled this, the balance in this
They
case
just
is
showed,
that
Martin.
we made sure that the
Vecna
magic items do
can
not
shut
trumper the
down,
killer's power.
can
It's
undo
made or balanced,
fallen
to
pallets,
face survivor who
or
have
lock
damage
pallets
dealt.
and keep
so
them
if you
so
don't
you
get
can't use
those,
them.
definitely the killer might feel a bit oppressive. So it's really up to survivor to get to those chests and equip them as soon as possible.
Right. And just to be clear, you can also equip a normal item with that. So you can have your flashlight, bracer, and boots.
Correct. It's a very
Well, I
different
would hope.
slot.
So everybody heard you talk about a lot of numbers here on the dice, but you've not mentioned the critical fail, 1, and critical success on 20. For people that don't play D&D, these are like events, the best event that can happen in Dungeons & Dragons when you get that critical fail or that critical success. So what happens in Dead by Daylight when that happens?
Yes, so we have critical roll in the game. If you roll a 1, you get, a big nothing.
No, you get a what? Nothing? It's not a mimic chest?
That's
you.
better, yeah.
But
Nuts
I
to
know what
that.
you get if you roll a 20. So anyone who's familiar with Vecna in the lore of Dungeons & Dragons, there are 2 very specific artifacts that exist that is called the Eye of Vecna and the Hand of Vecna, and we introduce them in our game.
Oh, of course.
So you roll a 20, you get one of the 2. You never know. But
Eye of Vecna lets you
these
see him
works
wherever
more
he
like
is?
a normal item, so you have to pick them up and use them once. It's called attune. So you
okay.
merge with the items, and then you unlock a very powerful ability up to like perk level.
Okay.
Yes, it's very strong.
Oh,
if
nice.
You want to know?
But please do say.
Okay, sure. So if you attune with the Eye of Vecna, they use with lockers. So if you fast exit a locker, you're going to be unseen, unheard by the killer for 15 seconds. And on top of that, you gain a haste boost effect. And if you attune with the Hand of Vecna, you fast enter a locker and you're going to be teleported further down, further locker.
Wow.
So very powerful.
I mean,
forgot the
teleporting from
details
locker to
'cause
locker
they might
sounds great.
sound super strong, said like that, but they come with a cost. So to use them, you have to be full health, and once you use them, you instantly lose a health state. And also, at the end of the effect, you get revealed by Killer Instinct. So be very mindful.
That
of the
would be
way you
nice,
use them,
Martin.
because we've seen.
I
there's
have
a
noticed
lot of
that PC
situation
players
where it
cheat
backfire
a
at
lot.
The survivor, and the killer has definitely a spell to help him out, get back at the survivor, and get the down.
It's very on brand with what
As well it should.
Thank you so much, Yannick. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff coming with.
They just
Vecna.
like making people's lives
and
worse.
We had
People
no
vote
time
Republican,
today
sweetie.
to talk about anything
but
more
don't get me
about
wrong, I'm not against
killer
cheat
perks
codes,
or
'cause
survivor.
as someone
That's
But I
single
have to say
player
very
stuff.
quickly
That's fine.
that the survivor perk will allow you to create illusions, to perform on the loot. You can even perform with other survivors to do the full melody. There's also a dice roll mechanic for one of the perks. So if you want more information after the show, you can go on our website, deadbydaylight.com.
Oh, I know.
And get
You're totally
all
right.
of the
That
details
means if I
you need.
play anything
Merci encore,
online,
Yannick, for
Yeah,
all the
you're gonna have to deal with
information.
cheaters.
And,
They're the worst.
Thank you so much to all of you.
Nintendo,
Happy
y'all.
anniversary. And I'll be passing it back to Eric and Dork.
All right, come on. Frank Stone time, everybody. You keep showing us Frank Stone here. I'm gonna need some Frank Stone news. I'm trying to be patient, but they're making it difficult. Very funny, Walrus. That's insane.
Oh my God, Dungeons and
It
Dragons
should
and
be.
Dead by
I'm gonna
Daylight.
check.
You are a pretty frequent DM yourself, right?
Yes, I do DM on occasion. Forever player, as they
All right.
said in the interview.
Load up Dead by Daylight, see
well,
if the
no,
playable
forever
test
DM.
beta's in there.
Never a player.
Update queued, so
You must be
maybe.
so psyched.
So psyched. I'm so psyched. I'm so excited. I just cannot wait to see what we have in store.
Proper
and to go against Vecna.
ties.
Hopefully people have noticed your
Betas.
dice
Yeah,
necklace.
my nice D4.
No, there's no
yeah.
beta participation right
But
now.
yes, just like Dave said, don't forget to head over to
We're still
deadbydaylight.com
waiting.
right after the show for the full breakdown on Vecna and all of his
They
powers.
said it would unlock in
You'll
half
also
an
be able to
hour,
see the
but
perks that we've got for
I guess
him
not.
and our bard coming into the fog.
And also, don't forget to ask questions in the chat when you're not spamming nonsense garbage. Ask real questions, and we'll answer
Sure.
them later. in
Send 'em on over,
Q&A.
Coffee.
You don't need to say claim. Please stop saying claim. You're not claiming anything by saying claim. Stop.
But we appreciate your enthusiasm. But next, we're going to be, I'm going to be joined by Dave Richard back on the couch for him to walk us through the ever-expanding world of Dead by Daylight.
All right, so now that they're going to talk about the midwinter game. Oh, they cut too late. She looked nervous. That sucked. Poor her. It must be very tense what they're doing because everybody's unhappy that the website doesn't work. So, yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, yeah, people were real pissed.
Oh, no.
All right, so now they're going to talk about Frank Stone and Midwinter Interactive's game, which is presumably some sort of survival crafting thing set in the fog. That's obviously just a silly guess. I have no reason to believe that's what it is. All right, here we
Hey,
go.
I'm over here now. So I'm super excited for this part of the stream because not only do we get to talk about two upcoming projects within the world of Dead by Daylight.
I
that
only
being
care about Frank
Supermassive's
Stone.
The casting of Frank Stone, and an unnamed multiplayer PvE game by Midwinter.
Oh, it's
but we get to do
multiplayer,
it
who
all
cares?
with Dave Rashad.
Cannot imagine
So,
caring less.
Dave, can you please tell me why we chose these games to be the right games for us to expand the world of Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff
Oh,
going into
they
that.
took me
choice
to his
for sure.
levels. That was
So
cute.
first of all, we are super happy and grateful to have a community already there playing Dead by Daylight. So of course we listen to what they want to see, what they want to play. So that comes into the recipe of the
Dude has
choice.
got some powerful glasses.
We also want to make sure that we
Like,
will create
wow.
something new to experience.
Damn.
Something that's completely out of
That
what
must be.
we are used to in
I
Dead by
mean,
Daylight.
he
That
must be
comes into the
blind
genre
without
we wanna
those.
create. Also,
Whoa.
we want to interest new players into the world of Dead by Daylight.
Damn.
Some people that never heard of Dead by Daylight, but also some viewers that are interested about the world of DBD, but that don't play DBD.
That's crazy.
Because
I mean,
maybe
people
it's not
laugh
their
at me
style
when
of
I tell
game.
the story
So
about
we want
after she got
also
her
this
eyes
player to
fixed,
be with us
walking
and
into my
experience
place
the
of
world of
work
Dead by
and
Daylight.
not having her
And
glasses
just
on,
like you
and
were
I
saying,
didn't
with people
recognize
being
her.
interested in the
I'm
world
like,
of Dead by
you don't
Daylight,
understand.
as the
She's
creative
allergic
director,
to
why do you
contacts.
think there's so much
I
interest
never
in this
saw her
in
with
the
any
lore of a
glasses on.
multiplayer game that's
She
based in
woke
action?
up, reached
Well,
over,
it's
grabbed
been
her
very
glasses,
important
put them
for
on.
us since day
She
one
could
when we
not
started
see
working
without-
on this project.
Like, never in my
The
life have I
story
seen
and
her
the
with
narrative around
glasses
everything
on.
we create.
And I can't
We wanna
stress
make sure
enough,
that,
this is
every
all the stuff
little
they said last
component
year when they
can
announced
be
Frank Stone
as
in
a-
the first
as a story
place.
and a
This is not
reason to
any new
live in the
information,
universe.
guys.
We
Come
take
here.
great care into
There's no
making
new
that
information.
Not yet.
So,
Come here.
there's a lot
Come
of
on.
mysteries within mysteries, a lot of layers to our narrative, which I
Yeah,
think are
folks.
super interesting. and
I had to
players
turn off
want
the
to know
only
more.
fan keeping this place
So
at a
these games will
somewhat
allow
There's an
us
livable
air
to
conditioned
temperature.
room right over there.
These elements that we've
don't
seeded
wanna
in
go
the
into
past.
that room.
I know you
like,
don't.
Every
But
killer
I'm just
and every
saying, you have
survivor
that
in Dead by
option.
Daylight could have their
Angered.
own movie or their own
Like,
You should be angry.
We're
Yeah,
literally
we've got so
waiting
much
for
more
this
human
live
and
stream
amazing
to end
just dive
so that we
into.
can buy a
And
new
speaking
air
of
conditioner.
lore,
I know, it's
this is
very
something we want
frustrating.
The third in
expand
the
on
saga
with
of air
Dead by
conditioner.
Daylight. So
Yep.
we're doing
People
that
hate
in one of our
giving us
games,
air
Casting
conditioners that
Frank
work.
Stone. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
It's very
Right,
frustrating.
I can tell you a little bit.
So frustrating.
Yes. So, of course, there's different
Very,
type
very
of
frustrating.
stories in games, right? There's games that have a static narrative
All
that
right.
you experience. That's great. There's also games that the narrative is made very organically by the players, like DBD is a good example of that.
Oh my
The casting of Frank
He's
Stone is
explaining the premise of
somewhere in between, right?
decision-based
It's
games.
it's a game where there is multiple narrative, and based on the player choice, and different things will
I
happen.
mean, I know
and,
people don't play interactive
based on their
movies,
choice,
so
different
like this
endings
needs to
and
be
different
explained
branching
to
in the
people,
story
but
will happen.
wow.
So the casting of Frank Stone is very interesting for us because it brings the origin of a killer and potentially survivors, and the players are able to play that for the first time. Some things that we are used to see as a lore or a bio or a tome
You're
entry
actually doing a game,
now
yes,
will
I
be
know.
playable. It's still in the
They
Entities
did mention
universe.
cross
It's still
progression,
very
and
much
they're
part of
getting
the
it
world
very
of DBD,
soon.
but it's going to be out of the trials. So that's going to be an interesting take on our universe.
Okay, so we know that the Casting Frank Stone is still in that realm, but what about our other project, this unnamed multiplayer PvE game? Is that also going to be taking place in the Entities realm?
Absolutely. So it is in the world of DBD. It is in the entity. And one cool thing about the entity is that we know very little about exactly what it is, but we do know that it's a living universe. It is huge, and we can't really comprehend everything that's happening within it. So we know that DBD trials are a way for the entity to feed. It's a very kind of organic process. So we can imagine.
Okay,
that
so
there
the
are other parts
entity-
in the entity that serves.
It's just going to be
other
set
purposes.
inside the
That's
entity's
exactly what
dimension,
we want
but
to
you know,
explore.
not in the
So that
trials.
allows
Is
us
the
to
other
create
game?
new narrative, new
Cute,
ways to
but-
experience a game, new
You know.
gameplay opportunity, new set of rules. So these are things that we talked
Yes, but
about
what
in the
is
past,
the game?
and that we always wanted to explore. So that's exactly what we want to do.
Oh,
with,
totally
this
copy.
new untitled
I
game.
don't think he'll be
So in
counted as a
way,
licensed character.
The world of DBD that we've created is like a book with infinite pages.
And they're not
can add new
doing
stories
their
to it.
original chapter until December, which
Keep
I'm
on reading.
concerned.
Oh yeah.
Well, you did talk about that in is there any gameplay that we'll be able to see?
That we'll be able to see. Well, yeah, I
Yeah?
think so.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave, for talking us through that. But now I want to see the gameplay. Let's see the gameplay.
Go.
Trailers, please. Ah, god damn it, it's the midwinter, isn't it?
Hey everyone, I'm Audrey, lead producer at Midwinter Entertainment. Last year, we gave
Do
you
they
a very
hate
small
us?
glimpse of a project we started working on set in the Dead by Daylight universe. I'm
I
happy
don't
to
think
say
that
that we
person was
have more
actually
to share
doing
with
any
you on
painting.
this game codenamed Project T. Instead of
Wait,
showing you a
seriously?
close to final game with some polished gameplay, we wanted to let you in on the development process. Right now, Project T is a work in progress, more than a fully fledged game. Our goal is to craft an experience with all of you and create
So it's
something that you would be
basically
eager
that
to play.
Beyond Human
Let's
game I
hear
was
more
just
about
playing,
Project T with our creative
but set
director.
in Dead by Daylight.
Hey everyone.
Like
First,
the
I want
exact
to say what
thing
an
I
honor
was
it
just
is to
playing.
be working in the Dead by Daylight universe.
Okay,
we love
sure.
DBD's multiplayer thrills, and its dark, mature setting brings just the right kind of
Why not?
tension and danger for a game like this. In Project T, you play as trespassers, rough and tumble characters who have been whisked away from their realities and trapped within the entity's realm. There, in a vast region
It's
called
an
the
extraction
Backwater,
shooter, everybody.
they discover they must work together if they're to have any chance of survival. And of course, they're not alone. The Backwater is home to horrific monstrosities known as the Thrall. These terrors come in many forms and have different deadly abilities. Their origins and nature are unclear.
I mean, am
but
I
they
gonna play
certainly
this?
don't take
Probably.
kindly to trespassers
But, you know.
within their domain. To achieve your objectives, you'll have to battle the Thrall with every weapon at your disposal.
Oh, he's got two heads.
The world of Project T is called
They
the
have
Backwater.
photographed these
It's a
models
unique
in a
place,
bad
another
way.
twisted realm within the
Yeah.
entity's grasp.
They
You'll be
put
eager to explore this
grayish
familiar yet
models
ominous
against a
world,
gray background.
and it'll definitely give you the creeps.
None of the
To add
details were
even more
stated.
tension to your
That's true.
experience, we're building the Backwater as an
I flipped
ever-changing
back over to the
landscape,
stream and was like,
which
"What a great
offers a lot
blob."
of possibilities gameplay-wise. To navigate the Backwater, we're thinking of adding trucks in the game. Since it's a pretty big area, you would need a way to go from one point to another while escaping the hordes of Thrall. But there could be other uses for the
It
truck.
does look like
That's
it's
something we're
four-player.
thinking about, and we'd love to see what kind of ideas you might have. As DBD fans, we're having a lot of fun creating this new experience as part of the Dead by Daylight universe.
No, Frank Stone will presumably be
DBD is
next.
all about horror,
Unless they're
and we want to
lying
make
to
sure
us.
we're crafting something that horror fans will appreciate, from the different biomes of the Backwater to the look of the Thrall.
Project T is still in early development, but that doesn't mean you'll
That
have to
is
wait
clear.
another year to get more news. We're looking to get your opinions and share information, so we're creating a platform called the Insider Program. This is a place where all the players excited about this new take on the DBD universe
I'm
can
excited
gather
to see what they
and
do
be
with this.
active participants in the development of the
All right, let's go sign
As
up
an
for that.
insider, you'll not only get exclusive information, but also
Ugh.
in-game rewards and even the chance to join our closed play tests and give us your feedback. Join us to help shape an experience you'd like to play.
There,
Make
done.
Project T the best that it can be. See you soon.
All right, so we'll keep track of Project T. I will join the Insider Program. We're still waiting. Yes, you can send me emails. Yes, I'm over 18. Sign up. All right, done. Ah, here we go. The new trailer, everybody.
Cedar Hills is not exactly a noted hotbed of criminal activity. What is that?
Release date trailer, presumably.
That's not entirely true. There was that whole serial killer thing.
Why do you hate Cedar Hills so much? Used to be like town mascot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present The Mill.
Spend enough time in my line of work, you realize every place has got its demons.
Thing that belongs to the boy you're looking for.
You can't shoot a movie in here. This is a condemned steel mill, Mr. Rivera. I suggest you immediately vacate the premises. And you do not, under any circumstances, set 1 foot back here in the Cedar Steel Mill. Ever.
Such a joy to see young people so passionate about the arts.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Everything's all right. Either of you heard of Murder Mill? No! There was a whole string of disappearances. Kidnappings, really. Murders. So what was this guy's name?
I don't think the police ever found this place.
Fuck! Whoever did this might still be here. We can't stay, okay? We gotta go.
Oh my god.
And cut!
When?
When you make dangerous cinnamon, you walk a dangerous line.
Oh, screw you. No release date. It's just the story trailer.
Chills there.
Can I see a
Thanks,
hunty
Stone.
mask?
Bringing,
God.
bringing it.
All right, well,
Murder
I guess I
Mill?
know what I'm doing the
That's
rest of
familiar.
today.
Fans might know that one.
Oh, that looks
super cool.
fantastic.
It's so cool to see the way that the DBD universe is expanding.
Oh yeah.
I want to mention Project T. You saw a mention of the Insider program, so that's our team is
Literally
there
the first
for
thing I've been
our
excited
Discord.
about in the history of Dead by
So you can
Daylight.
join
That looks
the,
fantastic.
Insider program to get up-to-date information on Project T and get involved in it and be part of the game's development. It's really the idea there is we're making the game with the community. So getting on the ground floor now.
Yes. With Project T, like Eric said, we are taking this idea to a whole new level with making the game with you instead of just making it by ourselves. So if you love Dead by Daylight and you want to help with this new session-based multiplayer PvE game and bring it to
I knew
life,
filmmaking was going to be a big part because
so
of
you
how
can
much
know and get
8mm
next
film
steps.
was featured in the
We
teaser,
also wanna
like the
make sure you
announced
wish list
trailer.
it on Steam because that really helps us.
Yes. And so Project T is quite a ways
But yeah,
off
that looks
because, like I said,
fantastic.
we actually want to make it with our players. But the casting of Frank Stone is right on the horizon. So
What does
super
that mean?
massive, as hopefully folks know in the chat, they're just an amazing developer of
They're the best developer of
narrative
games.
horror games, and now we're bringing Dead by Daylight into that
When?
genre, and it's just so cool to finally be there. And it looks super terrifying. It looks super crisp and polished and awesome.
I'm going to
I can't
slap
wait.
both of you. Just tell
So,
me when.
As you mentioned, wish lists do help a lot. So if you would do us a kindness,
Fine.
kindly,
I'm
give
going
us a
to wish list the
we would,
game. I mean, I
greatly
probably
appreciate
already wish listed.
Yes,
it,
and
right?
speaking of Dead by Daylight, the PTB, I know a lot of you are itching to get into that.
Yeah, I've
that
already
will
wish
be at
listed
1
it. I'm not an
p.m. As
idiot.
a reminder today, instead of 12 p.m. So be ready to download that so you can go ahead and hop in and test out the new chapter.
Okay, so yeah, it's the Dungeons and Dragons chapter.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait, especially for the locker one. I'm so excited for that.
The
one.
playable test
But,
beta is the Dungeons
as
and
we
Dragons
said,
chapter.
this
Oh,
is,
they
you know,
updated
we're getting
the.
pretty close to our
They
live
already
segment, where it's
updated
gonna
the
be
webpage
live
with the new
Q&A.
screenshots from the new
So we'll
trailer.
have Justin, different Justin from Eric
Oh,
Justin, come
yes,
out to
please.
talk about this year's Twisted Masquerade in-game anniversary event.
Oh my god, and they're huge. They're all 4K pictures. I'm so happy right now.
Back again. This time I'm joined by Justin Banks, our senior product manager. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be back.
Yes.
What?
Anniversary show. And what would an anniversary be without the Twisted Masquerade, right?
Oh
so
my
Twisted Masquerade
god.
is back. It happens every year during our anniversary in-game, and Justin's here to talk about it. So
Yeah, I
what
don't
have
care
you
about the
cooked up?
Twisted Masquerade. Frank
So
Stone looks
this year we got
incredible.
some amazing stuff. Honestly, I think it's our best anniversary event yet. But before we get to it, we have what we call Before the Masquerade. So that is going to be something that actually starts right after this stream. So for everyone who's watching, once this is over, go play. And we've got lots of really cool stuff as a big thank you to all of the players. It's really stuff from all of DBD's history.
Okay, so,
I love presents. I know you love presents. Our community probably loves presents too.
I think
Details?
So, the details about said presents. We've got lots of login rewards, so lots of currencies for players to earn just by logging in whichever day throughout all of this. We've also got 2 recolored outfits, one for Meg and one for the Huntress, that players can earn through each week. So each week you'll be able to earn a different piece of this, so if you log in just once each of these initial 3 weeks, you'll get the full outfits. Which I think is a really cool way to get your hands on some cool outfits. Now, each of these initial 3 weeks is going to focus on a different period of DBD's history, so a different collection of years. What that means is that we're going to have map boosts and outfit sales of character outfits that were released during those years. So we really want to take you through this history with us. We want to celebrate the history of DBD.
That's really cool.
Then cool stuff that I think everyone's really going to dig is we have some currency boosts, a different one for each week during Before the Masquerade. So for
oh
the
my
first
god, that looks
week, we have a
amazing.
Blood feast. So 3 times
Yep.
the blood points. During week 2, we are going to have 3 times the rift fragments. So if you want to progress towards the rift, this is a very good chance to do it. And during week 3, we've got 3 times the XP. So again, if you want to progress to the rift, this is also good, but this is a really good chance to earn
Oh
some
my
heroes
god,
and
I'm so
shards.
excited.
Damn. And then after D&D releases, the last week and a half we'll be doing double XP and double blood points, right?
Well, we're doubling down, yeah.
So everyone can play the new chapter. They can get hyped for the Masquerade. They can nab some of the older anniversary charms as well. Is that true?
Exactly. So we want to give people a chance who haven't earned them during previous years. to celebrate the build-up to the event itself by earning, like some really cool masks
Wow.
or things like that.
Yeah, no, I went over to the
So
Steam
what
page.
about the event
Sorry
itself?
about that.
So the event itself,
See?
now that we've tackled before the Masquerade. The big new thing that is coming for this year's Twisted Masquerade.
The new
is
trailer's
reveal of the
live.
Host of the Masquerade, Trix herself.
That's the reveal.
So
this is the
players might
gameplay
have seen
trailer.
her
This is
hinted
what we
at
just
during
saw.
Previous anniversary events or during outfit descriptions.
Oh my god, I'm
referenced
so
as the
excited.
Designer or Zizzletrix. So she's finally making her appearance. And throughout all of the event, we want to make it very clear, like, this is her.
Oh, that was a good trailer, everybody.
She's the
Where's our
biggest
release
fan,
date trailer?
Celebrating, holding this party in its honor.
You twisted sons
And
of
playable character,
bees.
So we want to make that very clear. She is there pushing everybody to engage and celebrate.
I love that. So does this mean we're going to see a lot more of her in the Twisted Masquerade?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of the UI that is themed. You might have seen some last year, so we've done a lot of updating for that. We've got Father Campbell's Chapel coming back with the whole party taking place inside. Some updated content in there to show that the party is progressing or dying slightly. Might find some corpses. Then, in addition to all that stuff, really early in the
Wow.
game, we've got the lobby.
I
the loading
know.
screens,
The lack of a release date is really
trials.
bothering me,
You will
but
hear her
I'm
laughing
super
at you or
happy of it
cheering you on around
otherwise.
the exit gates.
Anyway, there's some kind of a
voice lines that's going to appear everywhere. Really
party
accentuating
they're
the
doing?
gameplay. It's going to be amazing.
Cannot express how little I
love
care.
hearing all of the voice lines that we had recorded for this. With all that stuff, like got a lot of really cool gameplay that I'm going to talk about in just a second. But one thing I wanted to mention is that all of our event gameplay now is going to take place in a separate event queue. So if you want some of the normal DBD like in the core mode, you can have that. But if you want the event stuff, go over to the really cool event queue and take part of Trix's Twisted Masquerade. And I have to say as well, if you go to the core mode, it's still going to have a lot of the decorations, so you get the vibe with the core experience.
And that's a really good quality of life improvement over last year, right? Like giving players that option to choose. If they want to just do classic Dead by Daylight, they can, with some extra flair on it, or they can choose the event queue. That's a nice improvement. So you mentioned it. So what
That
are
is
some of the
cute.
gameplay changes that
All
are
right,
coming with
I have completely
Trix
emotionally checked out of
bringing
this.
what we call her bag of tricks.
They have the right to
She
keep
wants to
talking
spice
about
things up. She
Deadlight,
wants
but
to
I have the
have
right
a
to
lot of
not care.
So what we've got
Cool.
is that as a match progresses,
How is this still
one of a
going?
series of
I know.
It's over an
Trix
hour now.
is going to be played on our players.
It's
And those
90
are gonna be
minutes. It's
things
crazy.
Okay,
Everybody
like,
hates giving
we
people
appreciate that you
undetectable
have an
spawning
announcement to
anniversaries,
make, but I
special
feel
chests
like
or totems,
everybody's
some
running
really
out of
cool
time.
stuff that's going to spice
Like,
it up.
I know
And this
that
is going to
during
happen,
like COVID times we
whenever
did long
2
announcements
points
like
are
this.
accumulated
That was
during-
because
so at
everybody was
first I'd
stuck
say
at
one
home.
Trix
I
actually
feel
takes
like this
place
has gone
when the
too
match
long.
starts.
Yeah, you
There's
guys.
nothing
Whenever
interesting. There's
2
been
points
no
are
big
accumulated
announcement
from
that's really that
Gen
You
interesting.
guys have to like
Stuff,
just do bullet
things like
points,
that,
okay?
which each gives
Like,
1 point. That
An
is then
hour
triggered
and a
another Trix,
half
a
is
maximum
way
of
too
5
long.
It is, but we got a
You wanna
Frankstown
really
trail,
keep
and that's
things
all that
interesting.
matters.
Yes.
And when a Trix is actually activated,
I have stuff to do.
I mean,
with
it
myself.
wasn't a release date trailer, which means we're not as close as I want us to be, tragically. But
she's gonna even deliver a line that
I
hits
feel like
what
we're
happens
months
in the
away
fight. If
from
you're not
this
paying
thing.
attention,
I'm worried that it's a Christmas release,
I
like
think it's
really
a
worried that it's a
December
Christmas
Awesome.
release.
So
November,
in
December,
addition to
that's
all
my
of
guess.
that,
Well, no, they're
I
doing
think
new
we're
chapter
also
in
doing
December,
some
so
sort of update for the invitation
that would be the
mechanic.
date.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're
So
releasing it
the
to coincide with the
invitations last
chapter.
year, we had players run around, gather those, and you could
I'm
either
hoping
spend it
sooner,
to
but
use and
you know,
get
now I'm like, it
inside
might
chase,
be Christmas,
or escape
everybody.
with it to
Ugh.
That is true, Coffee.
This year,
good
there's no
good
need
bright
to
side.
escape with it to earn a mask. That's a different thing. And we've even added outside of chase abilities to the
No.
invitation. So if you're someone who doesn't
Well, no,
necessarily
they
want
don't
to
do
engage with
famous
killer wants
actors.
to have
As a
more
general
diverse
rule,
use for it,
Walrus.
we've added that. So
in
survivors can now go into quiet mode.
for marketing
Make a lot less
purposes,
noise
in
and can even do things like quickly
what do you
enter the
call
locker
it?
without alerting the killer.
Dark Pictures
It's
games,
super useful to get out
they
of that chase
do,
right away.
you know, one famous actor each time.
Or if they're
But
nearby,
Behavior Interactive, I think, is not interested
for
in spending
killers,
that kind
they
of
can now
money.
use an invitation
my
to immediately
suspicion.
send a downed survivor to a nearby hook.
So
And
don't
as
expect to
we'll say
see
with
like
playtests, it's really fun.
recognizable
I think
actors in
the
it.
community's gonna love that. Can't wait for them
That's
to play.
fair,
but
but you got to
also,
remember,
I think
Until
there's
Dawn it was
challenges
made
we've
with
added so you
Sony
can
money.
earn masks, right?
The
Yeah,
quarry was
exactly.
made
So
with
this year,
Google
earning all
money.
masks is going to be related to
So they have
in-game
money to
challenges
spend
and
on
earning
famous
event
actors, or at least just
currency. So
visible
all
actors
of
they
them
can
are
buy
gonna
the
be earned
face
this,
rights to.
and it's gonna be how you earn
This is
most
being
of
made
the
with
rewards.
Behavior Interactive money. And I
past
don't
masks
want to
and
say that
outfits that were
Behavior
earned in
Interactive
the
are
store last
broke,
year are
because
also
they're
coming
not,
back.
obviously.
So if
But they don't
someone
have
went
Sony
back
money,
and
they don't have Google
previous
money.
years, those are all now going to be available inside the store for the duration of the event. And I have to say that
So
we have
do not
actually
expect them
licensed
to be
guests
paying
showing
for
the mask
famous
this year,
actors.
Mr. Detective Tap.
Amazing. Amazing. That's so cool.
Look at those masks. Those are fantastic.
David Tapp has his own mask. That's cute.
Fantastic.
David Tapp is who Danny Glover
So it
played.
wouldn't be a party
Danny Glover
without
played
lots
and
of
saw.
rewards. What can you tell us about the event?
Does he do the voice?
So
No,
we've got a
he
few
doesn't.
staples that are coming back that we've done and seen huge success with in the past for the event tone. One is the community challenges. So we know people love to play together towards earning things, so we've got a lot of those.
I have no idea what that means.
Engage with the event, work towards those targets.
Oh yeah,
and
no.
earn
If they have
milestones.
a writing job open, I'll apply at Behavior Interact.
Also, the
Absolutely.
event
They don't
tone
have.
has some really
I'll
interesting
check.
lore.
I'm sure they don't have any
Observer
writing jobs
discovering Trix's work.
open,
So if you
or I
wanna
would
know
have
a little
like
bit more
seen
about
one.
her,
But yeah.
play those challenges, earn that lore. Then we've got some really cool stuff. I have to say the Twisted Masquerade is one of our favorite collections to work on every single year. As soon as the art
But
team
yeah, if they have a
sponsors
writing
it,
job
the
open,
table
I'll apply to
or
Dead by Daylight.
monitor
I'm
screen these days,
sure I would fit in well there
we're,
because
like, enamored with
I
it.
love
we
horror.
love working on this collection. So this year,
And
we've
literally,
got two
there's
new
very few
100%
people on
earnable
Earth who know
outfits
more about
that you can
Jason than
earn
I
through
do.
the event. We have one
I'm not
for
saying they're
Bill
putting
Overbeck,
Jason in the game,
another
but
licensed
are they
guest making
idiots?
his
Put
appearance
Jason in the game.
Masquerade, and one for the unknown.
Aw, the
who
unknown's
is
costume
maybe
looks
trying to blend
great.
in a little bit at the party.
Successfully.
The party
In addition to
costume for the
all that
unknown
really
looks
cool stuff,
fantastic.
We've got some Trix-themed charms and player cards that people can earn. Now,
All right, so make a list of stuff
Tap's
you want
mask
to
making an
grab
appearance
at the
as a
grocery
reward.
store,
There's someone who accompanies him. So if people check out the in-game store
and then we'll order
during
a
the
air
Twisted
conditioner.
Masquerade, they'll be able to find
We're not going to
really cool
stream
event-themed
ordering an air
outfits for
conditioner,
the kid.
everybody. Just FYI.
We are huge fans of this. I mean, it's
It
it's got
couldn't
so
be
many
less
icons from the Saw
interesting.
franchise in there. I think it's amazing.
Pig fans were on the edge of their seats hoping you'd say that.
Aw.
Amazing.
So apparently the
covered a
fans
lot.
really
Are
care
there any
about
last
these,
presents for
you
the
know,
players that we haven't
fancy
mentioned?
masquerade ball
There's a lot
costumes.
already, but we've got more. So the same as previous years, we're
Do you
giving
have
out
more?
lots of
Is there more you
daily
want to
rewards
talk
players.
about?
So there's gonna be lots of currencies, like more blood points, more rift fragments, more iridescent shards. We're gonna have a huge login calendar
was
throughout
weird.
the entire event. People are gonna be earning stuff no matter what they do. And for the first time, that no matter when the player logs in, we're going to give them enough event currency to get a single reward from the event.
Oh,
So
that's
as soon as you
nice.
log in, we want
Oh,
to get
hey, the
started
new
and start
Neptunia
becoming
came
part of
out today, everybody.
Love that. Players are going to love that. Thank you, Justin, for your time and all that detail. So much detail. I hope
Yeah, I
people
saw
are
that.
psyched. just
So
as
we're
a-
going to
as
be playing
a
that on stream
note,
tomorrow. They were kind enough
the
to send one
event
over. So
in-game starts June
yay!
13th. But the Before the Masquerade event actually starts now, right after this show.
Oh,
today.
that's cute.
And there is one last thing that we have not mentioned. It's all part of this wrapper of celebration, and it actually ties back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, does it?
Yes. So very, very excited to say that we will be putting some Dungeons and Dragons Dead by Daylight dice. That's a lot of D's.
A lot.
Up for sale in the merch store. You can pre-order it right now. It's not available. You can't get it right away, but you can get your pre-order in right away.
I'm so
And in fact,
confused.
if you do the pre-order in the next 48 hours, you
Those
get
are
a
real
discount.
dice?
Super psyched about this. There's tons of Dungeons and Dragons fans within the office. I'm sure there are in the community
Oh,
as well.
I think they're
so
real dice you buy.
Why not put them together with a cool new set of dice? And that is all we
I
have.
know.
Unfortunately, Justin, you're done. Thank you for your time.
I was honestly always happy to be here.
So we're going to toss it now to Dork for our live Q&A, and we'll bring it home. Take it away, Dork.
All right. Now they're doing a live Q&A, which we're not going to do. We're not going to stick around for because why would we? We were only here for Frank Stone news, so unless the first question is Frank Stone release date when?
Around today. Now I'm over here. So we've covered
We are
so
gonna
much
leave.
content today. We've been talking about gameplay updates to Dead
That
by
would be
Daylight,
awesome,
to
Walrus.
the 2v8 mode, the new titles, the Dungeons and Dragons chapter, and obviously with all of this content comes loads of questions. which we will be taking time to answer for you. I say we because it's me, Dave Shard, and Justin
All
Brown.
right. So, if the
let's
first
go ahead
question
and
is
get
release date,
started. So
we're
for
going to
Dave,
listen to the answer.
question
We're
one.
leaving.
In
If
the
not,
Dungeons
we're
and Dragons
nope.
segment, you
All
mentioned
right.
2 bars
So,
in one. What does that mean? Are we getting 2 unique survivors?
no, it's just different skin
So
for the
there
same
is
survivor.
One survivor, same perks, but there is a
Male and female skin, yeah, we saw. All right, so yes, thank you for joining me on this Dead by Daylight announced stream. We waited 90 minutes. I woke up early today. We waited 90 minutes. I could have checked in on this thing at noon and just got here in time to watch Frank Stone trailer. So I feel betrayed, personally offended. They have hurt me in a very real level that I may never recover from. But the important part is I'm going to go to work on making a video about Frank Stone. So we'll see you back here when that comes out tomorrow, probably. And of course, we're back on the stream tomorrow, where we're going to be playing the new Neptunia game that just came out.
Yeah!
I have no idea what it's like, but it's going to be a blast.
They're always super fun.
We'll see you back here for that, but until then, I'll say that's right. Au revoir.
Have a great day, y'all.
What?